I love Ash. Hi. So we're live on Twitch.
Oh.
Don't tell anyone. We've been talking about ways to troll Jeff. So Jeff is late. There's a traffic thing, and he's picking up food. And we've been. Oh, I have to keep telling this not to loop. Except I do want it to loop, except for the times that I don't. Anyway, we're gonna troll him when he gets here.
Yes, we are.
I'm not gonna describe how it is that we're gonna troll him, but I think you'll pick up what's going on. You'll pick up what we're putting down once it hits the dance floor. It's good.
It's not going to be funny at all now that we built it
No,
up.
it's great.
It's going to be.
No.
What if he hates it?
He will.
He just
literally the
no.
point.
But what if like Jeff gets mad sometimes? Well, what if like this time he gets like just stone faced like. I can't believe you guys did this. And then just gets up and leaves. Doesn't even take his food with him. He's that angry.
I don't think he'd literally ever be that angry.
Yeah, he'd never be angry enough to leave
abandon food.
Yeah.
What? Well, I bet he'd do that, and then 6 minutes later he'd come back in, say nothing, make no eye contact, get his food, leave again.
That makes sense.
This is what I think.
I can agree with that.
Brandon, in your limited experience, what do you think is the capabilities of Jeff's anger?
The extent of the
It involves saying the word tiger a lot.
Please
Wow.
answer immediately.
That sounds great, actually.
Yes, the correct answer was tiger generated. Hi, welcome to our stream where we make fun of our friend with him. Not fun of him.
with him.
Not of him. Like, it's,
Yeah, that's true with that.
Yeah. Oh boy.
That's the best time to make fun of people, though, right?
Bill, tell us what we did last week on Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh my gosh! Last week we got our Corenberg Chronicle.
Cornberg.
We got a newspaper. That's the last episode. That's it.
For a second, I got really excited about the idea of like a corn dog in burger form.
Oh man, I have a business
Cornberg
idea.
I'm sure 7-Eleven will sell you the required ingredients.
Rachel, is a corn dog a sandwich?
Corn dogs are not sandwiches, no.
Great, cool. I'm glad we cleared that up. Bill, what did we do on Dungeons and Dragons last week?
Dungeons and Dragons. There was a ghost. We dealt with a ghost. There was a newspaper we got. We got the Cornberg Chronicle.
Yep.
Cornberg Chronicle. Turns out our story went over well.
Oh,
they played it. They played it how we wanted it. So that's good. There was a lot of miscellaneous downtime things. Characters going off, doing their things, doing their vices.
Oh, there's Jeff.
That's my dog. Pull out.
I guess to make it a little bit
So
quicker,
confused.
we found out we got a new mission, a new thing we're gonna do, a new heist. We're gonna try and find we think it's a necromancer, but someone summoning ghosts to cause trouble for people. So we're gonna try and get to the bottom of that.
Hello, Jeff.
Hello, Jeff.
Hey Jeff, how's it going, Jeff?
How's it going?
What are
you talking about, Jeff? What's this on here? I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought we were gonna wait for character voices.
Of course that's what we said, but this is Bill. Have you met Bill?
I didn't jump the gun first. I was not.
That's exactly what you did.
I was not the first.
Went first.
You were absolutely the Bill.
I did not.
Bill, you're so far off the rails that you invented
It's
a
true, he
combustion
did.
engine.
He did.
You've
did
attached
that
a
first.
small rotor to whatever it is that you've got.
the only one who has so far.
Bill, you're one of those old 1910 videos of people trying to invent alternate methods of flight. That's how far off the rails you got with the bit. Bill, we spent so long planning. We went over it. I had a chalkboard. We went over it such... No, Bill!
See you guys later. I love this.
Bill, we're already down a player. Hey, thanks for joining us tonight on Twitch.com. We have a lot of fun. Bill's back, apparently. Jeff, as predicted, that's super.
He did leave. He's gone.
He's gone to hang out with Brett in the street.
Oh my God.
Oh god.
Hey, Brett, how's it going?
can't clip this.
I'm laughing so much the back of my skull hurts.
No! Welcome to my life!
Oh,
You'll have to watch the beginning of the
He
episode.
did leave us food too.
We're live, just so you know. So you have to watch the beginning of the episode to find out why we did that.
Pretty sure he knows
No, we
why.
didn't talk about it on the episode.
Oh, that's right.
Can
Oh
I
man.
subscribe to you on some sort of channel where I can find this content?
yeah, you can find me on YouTube.
You sure it's not Twitch.com?
What's happening?
Luckily for you, I'm not capable of doing funny voices, so...
Neither are they.
How do you even decide on that voice?
I don't know. It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
we were talking about the unaired. There's definitely not an unaired pilot. We definitely were talking about it.
Oh man, I just realized there actually is an unaired pilot.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
several
there is.
unaired pilots.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 of them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this on, but I'm also gonna be eating food, so buckle up, folks.
I think we've subjected streams
I'm
to
eating
enough
chips,
that.
so.
Yeah, but you're
Right.
famous.
Remember when I,
They'll forgive you for anything.
remember when I threw Lois's chips away? Here, bam.
Right in the garbage. Right in the garbage.
It's just like that's a casual, unthinking reaction. It's like
I thought
automation.
they were empty. I thought he was trying to throw them away.
Just literally through.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, I went and did that. Oh no.
Thank you for the help.
Oh boy.
So anyway,
Yeah.
last
What did we
time.
do last
Dungeons and
time?
Dragons.
Let's get a little bit more detail on why the word necromancer has come up. What is going on as far as vis-a-vis ghosts?
This was Maddie's contact. So I think.
Oh,
maybe-
Jeff wants
maybe
it on the
should
bit.
Go!
Ghosts.
Ghost!
That's all I know.
Oh God, my skull is so bad.
This is just the entire episode. Sorry,
Yeah.
stream. Like
Yes.
this is.
Sorry,
It's not
Stream.
getting any better.
Yep, the writers are
On
done
strike.
for the rest of the year.
Yeah, writer's strike.
Yeah.
In fact.
So I believe a ghost threw away a bunch of furniture from,
Oh,
from the room above.
There
our
was
room.
that ghost.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I believe that ghost, essentially was talking about being driven out from their original
Somewhere, yeah.
dwelling.
Not too many exorcists or something.
And it turns out a lot of ghosts are being driven out, but more ghosts keep coming in.
It's true.
And we're not sure where the ghosts are coming from.
Yes. Sir Jael, one of the knights that works for the Citadel, is trying to organize a mass relocation of the Syrian refugees, and the neighborhood where they're trying to settle them, which has been rebuilt, is infested with ghosts. And they keep trying to get rid of these ghosts, but new ghosts keep showing up, which, like, historically makes sense, but as far as they can tell, there's not, like, massive murders happening there.
Right.
Which would generate more ghosts. So they're not clear on where the ghosts are coming from.
That's where they come from.
Well, if that is what your investigation yields,
I bet there's more than just murder ghosts.
well, I guess we'll find out.
On
Regardless,
this week's episode.
vis-a-vis Medevra, you guys have been contracted to investigate the neighborhood of Fallen and discover what's going on with all these ghosts that keep appearing.
Wonder how easily possessible Ark is.
Oh jeez.
Well, you're not a person, so technically whoever's holding you, I guess, has possession of you.
Yeah.
Not True. possession, it's
it's
called
called driving.
So I know we
Be my
usually,
drivers.
jump into things, but it feels like talking to our new ghost friend might have been a pretty good first step on this, since it
Oh,
feels like
100%.
there's a good chance he might have been driven out of that area.
I'm not dictating, like, you guys are walking into the scene at Fallen.
Oh,
or
okay.
anything
Oh,
like that.
okay.
No.
Okay.
You guys
We
can
thought we
figure out-
might-
No, so this is, once again, a heist. Or, excuse me, a score. I know, I have the rule book in front of me. It's not a heist. Well, maybe you'll steal a ghost. I don't know. I'm not, maybe you'll do like
know
a
what I
fan
want for
train thing
Christmas.
and add one to your party or something like that. Maybe you'll all become ghosts by the end of this. With the power of our imaginations, anything possible.
Anything could happen.
Oh,
gosh.
goodness. But you guys can approach this however it is that you think appropriate. I think Maddie, have you actually come and given everyone the details?
No, we cut pretty much right before that would have happened.
Okay, then yeah, I think Maddie telling everyone, hey, we have a job, is probably as good a place
Yeah,
to start.
she left a message to make sure everyone knew that we had a job we were going to talk about, but that was where we left off.
Cool. All right, you're back at the hideout. So Maddie really wants your attention.
Oh, you're all here now. Good. Got a
Character voice.
Convenient.
Sorry, my voice doesn't really have much flexibility.
Hey, there's a bandit talking now.
Just you say whatever it is that you're doing, and I'll just echo it.
Pass Brendan notes, and he'll read for you.
Oh my gosh. You have to say stop after every line so he knows when he can do the echo.
Oh my gosh. And now he's a ghost.
Oh, he's a ghost!
Hey, I'm Herbie the Ghost! Herbie, if I stop doing the voice, will you play with this again?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank God.
Too bad! Go! Oh, it's so good!
Man, you show the streams like, what the
Oh, no one's here.
Yeah.
Everyone's gone.
Yeah.
No, we lost an hour.
I have not even seen a single line in chat yet.
We're good.
Wow.
We're good.
Are we live, actually? Or are we
That's a great question.
Are we live?
That would be great if we weren't. It would.
Are we live? We're live, right? Okay.
Which took us offline for obvious violations of their drug use
No ghosts.
Ghosts.
policies.
Bustin'.
So,
Okay, you're back in the hideout.
got a job for us.
Job, you say?
It pays 3 weeks' wages, which is my meta way of saying 3
3
coin.
coin.
I don't know how else to express those.
You
numbers.
can just say coin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Pays 3 coin and maybe some help with what you wanted.
Oh, God.
It's actually honest work, as such things go. Seems there's a larger number of ghosts than there should be in the part of town they're trying to settle all those refugees in. Friend of mine in the Blades, or is it Blades or Swords?
Swords.
Swords. Friend of mine in the Swords was looking for someone to check it out. I volunteered us. Pay seems reasonable. Hey, it's honest work. Won't have any trouble with the law over it, unless we get way out of hand.
What do you know about ghosts?
Not much more than most folks, I guess. I mean, I've seen 2 of them, or a couple more than those, but ghosts aren't really the issue. They can take care of the ghosts. The problem is that more of them keep coming. They think someone's behind that, want us to put a stop to it.
So tracking a ghost back to the source.
Well, our friend there did mention that there were a lot of exorcists in where he was originally from. They have been trying to get rid of the ghosts that way. Again, the problem is they just kind of keep coming. So our job is to figure out who's bringing them there and put a stop to it.
Well, if the magical in nature, I might be able to figure out a bit or two about where they're coming from, possibly. I can detect things of that nature.
That's good. Should come in handy.
It takes time, though.
Got one quick question for you. So when Jill said by any means necessary last week, I assume Maddie would understand what the limits of that actually were, if there were any limits to it.
Yes.
So what did she mean? Because Herbie doesn't know what she meant.
What I think Janelle meant by that is that she knows that maybe Maddie has been doing some stuff on the other side of on the wrong side of the railroad tracks. Man, I almost said that I jumbled that. That's not the expression at all. I am not qualified to dungeon master.
We did leave a dragonfly robot on the other side of the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
The lightning rail.
Wrong side of the tracks
Yeah.
is the expression.
There you go.
Yes. I think... I'm such a mess.
It's all that voice. That voice is it.
The voice
This is the rest of the episode.
It's just so good. I can't believe it took us 3.5 years to come up with it.
Oh my god.
We finally found it. We found our niche. Hey, you've seen those other Dungeons and Dragons shows. We're the only one that don't. You can't even do it consistently. That's how good it is.
I can't even do the voice anymore. I can't even do it anymore.
Sorry, Jeff.
Switching voices. I'm gonna be thrown off trying to do art now. I'm just gonna suddenly do that voice when I'm doing art. It's ingrained.
Did someone curse you with my sense of humor today?
No, sometimes I get manic on account of my brain problems.
Oh no.
When I tell certain stories, I just start laughing. And this stupid voice is joined the angel. Oh, this is truly my finest hour. Oh my God.
Deep breaths, Brendan.
Where did this voice come conundrum. I don't even remember the start of it.
I think you started one and then I ran with it. So long,
Okay.
folks.
So, wrong side of the track.
Wrong side
Wrong
of the railroad.
wrong side of the track.
Wrong side of the railroad track.
So we're trying to figure out how long it is we have before that voice comes back. on time.
Oh, Polo, I'm so sorry.
Polo's fine.
I bet he's gonna worry.
He's really worried about how crumbly this bun is.
Oh man.
And how delicious my leg tastes.
Oh.
Gross.
Leg made of banh. Excuse me. Is your leg made? Sorry. Okay.
Out of what?
Banh mi.
No.
Is it made of banh?
You.
Me.
Leg.
It's
Bon
bon me. The leg, the knee, bon me. Would it have been funnier if I did the voice?
I'm bonding this conversation. Let's move on.
I think what Jail meant is she knows you do crime sometimes. And as long as you don't, like, murder a dude,
Yeah.
unless they're really bad, because that's how the law works,
Yes.
apparently.
Yeah.
Do what it is that you need to do in order to get this done. There's a reason that she's hired you
Yeah.
and not, like, a mercenary company or something
Okay.
like that.
Okay. Yeah. We're
So we can kill a dude only if he's bad.
Yeah, just like America.
Okay. Oh, okay.
no.
Wait.
We're
Oh.
not quite there yet.
No, we'll be there next year.
Yeah.
That explains, we can
Oh
use.
boy!
No.
It's back. No, you guys just keep playing as normal. I'm just gonna be over here.
We're doing
So
so
Herbie,
good.
continue,
fucking
Matty.
Joker it up.
And he says, we might have to rough him up a bit, but try not to kill him or her, whoever.
They want him alive?
Preferably, yeah. I mean, this is above board.
Alright. Oh, this isn't something that we gotta worry about the law necessarily on, or?
Unless we do something particularly outrageous, no.
Okay.
I mean, this is an official contract from the Blades.
Swords.
Swords.
Also,
Blade sounds a lot better. That's the problem.
Yeah, but that's a Skyrim.
Yeah, someone,
Well, that's what the problem is.
someone already owns that.
Swords, sorry. I mean, it's a contract with the swords within reasonable limits.
So, I think the implication, I mean, maybe Maddie's confused, but this is a pretty under the table kind of game.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Yeah, I am confused, and I thought this was
Okay.
Okay.
No, I mean, like, Jail is a member of the, I almost said Night's
The
Watch, my
Scimitars.
god.
The rapiers.
Please no more pork stuff.
The knives.
The way?
The knives.
Yeah, the King's Knives.
But the only other people there will be the people raising ghosts, presumably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So unless we
Wait,
like
wait,
burn,
what do you mean raising?
well,
don't
summoning,
know.
what, however the ghosts are getting there.
Well, yeah, but there's also going to be, like, the government staff that's, like, exercising what they...
Okay, they're going to be
Well,
on
so-
the premises.
Also,
Okay.
just to be clear, the information we're going on, we don't know that it's a person summoning the ghost necessarily.
No,
No, we don't.
Not
It
at
could
all.
be an object,
Yeah.
it could be the ghosts themselves just
Yeah.
doing it
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we don't know
That
that
is
it's
where
a,
maybe
we don't
it's
know that
come
it's a
from.
necromancer.
Well, let me ask this question. Do we need to also hide ourselves from these government officials? I mean, Jail had said she was going to let them know that we were coming and whatnot.
Yes, but it's like a handshake deal. It's not like, okay, you're officially working for the government for the next 2 weeks.
We don't have
It
badges
just
for
a-
any
you're-
job.
Yeah.
It's
Jail's
just
not going to
a-
stick his neck out for us if something
Her
bad
neck.
happens
Yeah.
to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a, you're cool, get in.
Yeah.
But not a, yeah, we're not like deputy.
No, this is a very, like, drove up to Home Depot and said,
Ah.
any of y'all good at taking care of ghosts?
Fair enough. Well, rewinding a little bit, Maddie.
Why did they pick up?
Because you were there.
Oh,
The connection, and it's easy.
So
Because Jail's been trying for weeks and she's desperate.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, Home
my
Depot is
favorite
not
kind
open
of
to
customer.
women.
Also, we still have deniability.
Yeah.
They don't like what we do.
Yeah. that's a good
Okay,
one.
so rewind a little bit, and Maddie will kind of explain it a little differently to where, we still need to keep it on the down low. I mean, we are doing this for the swords, but it's definitely under the table.
Alright.
And they actually have no idea where the ghosts are coming from, but having remembered what our friend above said, talking to him might be a good step before we head out.
Well, that
Right.
sounds like a
Yeah.
good idea.
Maddie will get up and start heading up there.
Then we'll follow.
Okay.
Wait, there's a ghost upstairs?
That's true.
Yeah.
This was never revealed to Reese.
Oh God, that's right. You're
I was reading the whole
Yeah,
And
it makes
Oh,
sense.
eating
yeah.
poker chips.
We have a ghost for a upstairs neighbor. We helped him move in, actually.
And they seem very perceptive.
He was remarkably perceptive.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hey, I mean, he was able to spot you two, and you were actually kind of hidden and far off. I mean,
What do you mean actually kind of hidden? That's my job.
Well, I mean, the ghost did see you.
They did confuse the crossbow for a sniper rifle. Though.
Yeah.
So
I mean, maybe it was looking at the original concepts. Of the
Hiding from a
campaign.
ghost is a bit
Yes.
of a different thing anyway. Like,
Behind the old pile.
I know.
Than what we
I
think.
know,
so.
but.
But anyway, I'm sitting this one out. I'm really close
We
to
launched
getting
it.
this thing done. So
Oh. I haven't met this ghost face to face yet, so I'll come on up.
Okay.
Good. Maddie knocks politely on the door.
so the door is actually like reattached.
Like properly reattached?
Yeah, like actually, it looks like someone has come by and repaired it.
Oh.
And there is a. Yes, actually, Ark's probably the one that did it.
Yeah.
He's been hitting you up for more than a little bit of handiwork.
yeah.
And after a moment, there's a call from inside. Come on in.
Alright. Maddie will open the door, and I guess the three of us. Yeah.
Sure. So the place is, it's not brand new. It's still an old building and old stuff, but it's been completely cleaned up. There's no trace of the kind of junk or anything like that was sitting around. It's been swept. And what's left behind is pretty chic. It's pretty tasteful. There's not a whole lot in the way of like things that a living person would necessarily use. Like there's not a fridge or something hooked up to like cook things or anything like that. But there is like a little nice sitting area and a reading nook and stuff like that. It's all pretty bare bones, but it's clear sheets.
Point of order. Did he not move it across the street?
That's where he was stashing
No.
the stuff he threw out.
Okay, he was stashing.
He was getting it out of the street. so
Okay.
that
He was
people
throwing it
wouldn't
into a
want-
building.
I thought he
that
was, like,
possibly
moving it.
occupied.
Okay, fair enough.
Ark thought he owned another building, of course.
Yeah.
Orlando
well-
has got a lot of the property.
Welcome. I finally made the place presentable.
It's not bad. It's
Ark,
not
thank you
bad.
very much. What? Why are you laughing? You did a really good job. You helped me. Are you gonna do
I
the voice?
wasn't gonna go. No, I'm sitting out. I'm sitting
Yeah,
out.
he's not there. He's not
Oh,
there.
excuse me.
sitting out.
Oh,
He's not there.
no, I thought you all just went up.
Although Ark
No,
could just like pound
Alright,
the ceiling and
no.
be like, "You're welcome."
Who all was there then? Okay,
I'll go up to.
Oh, 4.
Okay, he's boom.
Yeah.
got it.
There you go.
So wait, Reese is still not
Yeah,
here.
reading.
Okay,
You might not even
I'm
believe there's a
carving.
ghost. You might think we're just having a gag
got
with
it. Okay. Oh, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, I mean, I think he's specifically looking at the people that he hasn't met.
Oh,
yet.
okay.
Like, hello, I'm Lewin.
Oh, greetings.
Akasa, I live downstairs from you.
We did meet.
Yeah, there you go.
Hi.
Yes, I'm sorry. Oh,
Hi, I'm Lynn. We
No,
met
I thought-
the other day.
Lynn's like got a different hairpiece on or something. Like that.
Maybe
Lynn's like-
actually, she could have forgotten what she was wearing the other day, and she's just like,
I'm so dreadfully sorry. I thought you were like a hireling or something like that. I'm terribly sorry. I'm afraid I don't have too much to offer in the way of refreshment, but please make yourselves at home. How are you all doing today?
Not too bad as things go. Maddie takes a seat. I was actually wondering if I could ask you about something.
Oh, of course, of course.
You said you moved here because there were a lot of exorcists and whatnot running around the old neighborhood?
Oh, yes. Been floating around God's Gate for decades now, but I suppose they eventually decided to do something with the place, and it was get clear or get turned, and I'm not positive what my business is still here in this plane, but I feel like I haven't quite satisfied it just yet, so I wasn't in too big a mood to get disintegrated.
Understandable.
Turned to ectoplasm or whatever was happening.
So God's Gate is near the refugee area, right?
So, as a
Or
matter
is-
of fact, and those of you that have been in Shard to some degree will know this already, but the neighborhood of Fallen was once called God's Gate. The entire district was once a temple district until one of the towers fell from the sky, and the impact basically devastated the entire area. It's the kind of place where only the most desperate of scavengers and vagrants live, because it's so far from anything like a market or a soup kitchen or any kind of like source of replenishment or anything like that. There's nothing as far as industry goes there. Naturally, there used to be a lot of ghosts, but as you know, they're trying to renovate the area for the Syrian refugee expansion.
Yeah, that's right. They're trying to move the refugees into that spot.
I don't see why they merit the building any more than I do, but they have a pulse, so I guess that's something.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you something about it.
Mhm.
You said there were a lot of exorcists around. Was there anyone, I don't know what the term is, so forgive me if I get it wrong, raising more ghosts? Calling them?
Ghost ranchers.
Oh yeah, Harvest Ghost. I love that.
Stardew Valley.
Oh my god, how great would a haunted house sim game be?
That would actually be pretty cool.
Oh, that'd be very good is the thing. Hang on.
I don't
Are you
know.
writing that down? That's teamwork.
I don't think.
TM.
But they did that, and it wasn't very good. It was
It was called Tecmo's Deception.
Has anyone in this room ever heard of Tecmo's Deception?
Wow.
Brandon, please tell us about Tecmo's Deception.
I don't know too much about it, other than isn't that the one where you set all the traps and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing a sequel to that on a quick look at some
The
point.
sequels went off in a slightly different direction. The
Yeah.
first one was basically you were in charge of a haunted house. You got to lay it out. You got to set traps. You could summon monsters,
Is this
and people came to invade it.
in the shared universe of Tecmo Super Bowl?
You know, I don't know. It could be like 700 years before the Super Bowl.
Is Bo Jackson better than every other ghost?
I hope so.
Bo knows. What were we talking about?
Well,
Oh,
we were,
Dungeons and Dragons,
Yes.
right.
Oh man.
Asking whether any
Haunted house.
Yeah.
You-
Truth, yes.
All I have in my brain is the idea of just a Tecmo Bowl player in a Dynasty Warriors game, and it's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Very good, very good. Truth be told, there were an awful lot of new neighbors. Not terribly clear on where they came from, as a matter of fact, but different than the other folk that I was used to seeing around the neighborhood. Seemed a bit louder, a bit more flaily of arm. I mean, you know, certainly there's bad seeds in every community, but you know, we had all pretty much come to accept our lot. I certainly had. I like what I have, which is a space that's my own, a space that's clean, a space that's organized, maybe something that I can turn to some degree of industry. But these folks were more about just screaming and being upset about their situation. You know, it's not going to make
there.
well, it's not going to make your situation any better.
Yeah. Well, I'm not really on the roll.
Well, imagine how much. Imagine how much more useless it is if you're already dead. Yeah, I mean,
So are these
pipe down and get in line. That's what I say.
are these screaming ghosts? Are they dangerous?
I mean, not to me.
Yeah, but to
I can
me.
barely get a hug from it. Oh my gosh, I never really thought about that. I've never actually tried. Now that I think about it. Another-
a ghost?
Well, obviously, you and I can't give each other a hug. I'm ephemeral.
Are you
Wait
trying
a-
to figure out if you can get down with another ghost?
No. I mean, what would be the point?
I mean, I don't know how long have you been dead.
Can ghosts have babies?
Is that what's going on?
If you were there, you could ask.
Is that why they're all screaming?
No. No, nothing so lewd. I was just wondering if another ghost could give me a hug.
Now we know there's more ghosts.
Like of camaraderie, of, you know, just sort of
This
like
conversation
breathing.
is taking
I
directions I didn't
have
expect.
perhaps a more.
I have to sit down, and he like
This
sits.
is the couch?
Yeah.
I maybe
False
a
beautiful.
more.
No, he's like practiced.
Well, superficial question about the screaming, flailing ghosts. Because I assume that this ghost, like, he has sort of like ethereal clothing, that
Yes.
sort of thing.
Yeah, so
Like-
this is the kind of ghost where it looks like just a person
right.
all the way down to his toes.
Yes.
Dressed as he was when he was dead.
Yes.
Transparent, a little bit blue, a little bit glowy.
Right.
Crazy
yeah,
hair.
yeah.
Can float.
What I realize that the new guests may have not been much for conversation, but could you discern anything about their origins from their appearance? Perhaps were they, like, the way they were dressed? Like, if we could identify, like, a class back or cultural background.
I'm sorry to say, but I didn't really take the time. You know, if someone's screaming and waving their arms at you, you don't ask to take a look at their passports.
That's fair.
Unless that's your job.
Even then,
And
you
it
might
was not
hesitate.
mine.
When did this start? When did the screamy, flaily people start appearing?
Not terribly long before the exorcists showed up, as a matter of fact.
How long ago was that, though?
About a month,
Okay.
Okay.
I think. Or a year. Sorry, time is different when you're dead for a long time.
Ah.
Oh boy, coming to all kinds of realizations today. Oh, but I'm being a terrible host. I'm sorry, I'm sulking. Can I get you a pillow?
Sure, thank you.
Picks up a pillow off the couch and hands it to you.
As you go
Len takes it
levitating to her
graciously.
face.
Anyone's got any questions?
Really?
I mean, we still haven't made it clear whether these erratic ghosts are dangerous to mortals.
I mean,
You can pick up and throw
Throw things. If they can do that, they're dangerous already, theoretically.
yeah, I
They express like violence, or are they just loud?
oh no, I mean, like, they definitely seem mad. And by that, I mean less like, "Urgh," and more like,
Crazy.
yeah, you know, it's a problematic term, but it works, right? It's unfortunate, you know, they clearly could, yes, they're crazy. And they're almost certainly at least capable of the same sort of telekinetic hocus pocus that I can do. So
Right.
I'd just give them a wide berth if you see a sofa sitting around.
All right.
Sounds about right.
But nothing as far as where they're coming from, or if any unusual sorts moved into the neighborhood or anything like that. Cultists, anything?
No living bodies aside from these government types. Why so curious? You looking to head down there?
Yeah, that was the idea.
Why?
someone wants
Us to
put a stop to the raising of the extra ghosts, the ones that seem unhappy according to you and quite mad.
And you're just a group of superheroes or something, or
We're getting paid.
oh, excuse me.
Yeah, we do a lot of stupid shit for money.
Gotcha. Well,
That's the tie that kind of binds.
hey, I've been there. Well, hey, if you're gonna be in the neighborhood anyway,
One side quests.
Ding.
well, if you're in the market for doing stupid stuff for money, I'll tell you what. Let me write down my address for you, and I'll tell you what. There is a hidden panel on the floor of my old apartment, and inside there are some keepsakes and some money I had stashed away. You're welcome to the money if you bring me the keepsakes.
That's a
Deal.
fair deal.
All right.
Sounds reasonable.
Are these keepsakes like your brick collection, or
I'm sorry, my brick
like
collection.
is this going to be a heavy,
Is it-
large objects, or I don't know what
our
you're
I
friend-
thought you
attached
said
to.
Brit.
She wants to
I'm
make
like,
sure we
British
don't need a
collection?
pack mule, I think is where she's getting at.
Yeah.
No.
These are just like photos and mementos and small items.
Yeah.
Also, our friend does have a brick collection.
Well,
They come in handy.
bully for him. No, there's going to be a small knapsack, and it's got everything. Just bring that.
Yes.
And there should be another satchel, and that's full of cash dollars. You can have that.
Yeah.
I'll have the other thing.
Fair.
Sounds fair to me.
Yeah.
We'll keep a lookout for it. Unless we're being chased by poltergeists, in which case we might overlook it. We'll do our best.
I understand. Again, been there. Give me a second, and he starts diving into bits of furniture, looking for a scrap of paper, and eventually finds. Well, he doesn't actually hold it.
Yeah.
He just sort of.
You know what?
Here.
Patty takes it and stashes it. Not any traps on this thing, are there?
What am I, Morden Canaan? No, absolutely not.
Just making sure.
All right. That's.
Man, I don't know much
Yeah,
about who you
no.
were in life.
I understand. It's been a long time since I had to worry about my skin or blood.
Same. So like scratch
That's
over
fair.
scars.
Yeah.
XML will get you.
Oh, thank you very much. I hope we can help you out.
Yeah, of course. You know, if it were me, I'd be more worried about the government types down there. It didn't look, you know, especially dangerous, but not a whole lot of fun. You're a lot, you know, you might want to keep a low profile at least.
Always try
There I
to.
go. Well, it's good to meet you, neighbor.
I like to imagine that you were like just like right behind him. Yeah, likewise. Hey, one more thing before you go, especially seeing as you know you might go to jail after whatever it is that you're doing. Oh man, did you name your best friend Jail?
Yeah.
Boy,
Keep saying, I'm gonna
think
go to
about
jail.
I'm
I'm
going
like,
to jail,
eventually.
The pub thing downstairs. Do you guys have any plans for that?
Not
Like ground floor?
particularly, but what do you want to do with it?
Oh, I mean, rearrange. You know, just make it a little bit more, you know, presentable.
We are trying to keep the place looking semi-abandoned so no one will pay attention to it, which is to both our benefit and yours. Are you sure you want to start sprucing up the ground floor in particular?
You know, fair point. Fair point. I'll
Are you
take
planning
that.
to stock it?
I mean, that'll depend on what kind of connections I can make.
We really don't want people poking around here for all of our sakes.
Is this a side quest where we can make our own business and we can like start funding it? And...
Yes.
Booze, people snooping around.
Yeah.
Booze.
Yeah, it seems like, yeah, it seems,
We'll talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like
I just wanted to make sure you weren't like, you know, staking a claim or anything like that. You know, I will not.
No claim staked.
I will not infringe upon your safety.
I would say, I mean, as one of our stealth units, sometimes you gotta hide in plain sight. Sometimes plain sight is a bar where you get discounts.
Hey, I'm way ahead of you, and he turns transparent.
Well, we can think about it.
Yeah. I like this idea.
One thing at a time, though. Let's get this job done.
Yeah, let's see if we come back from Ghost Town first.
with all of our skin.
Indeed.
Okay, are you guys doing any more planning and plotting?
We want to just blunder on into Ghostburg?
Do we want to acquire any like anti-ghost equipment?
Oh, I already
Is-
made proton packs for all of
Okay,
us.
is there anti-ghost equipment? Like, is
Well,
that
like,
a thing?
like not like
And how much
like
of this
just
should be
holy water,
done
that sort of stuff.
in
That's kind of.
Yeah, I
mean,
think
like,
that we should flash back to
yeah,
it.
like,
Yeah,
That's
so
what
are the
called
ideas
stress
that we
is the
should get
thing.
yeah, so this is the point at which you would start the score.
Okay.
Which, if you look at the score cheat sheet, you simply have to decide what kind of score it is, and then fill in the detail.
That one.
This one.
Yeah.
The hidden one.
The
Yeah.
one buried.
Yeah.
So this is a.
like investigation or something.
It's whatever it is that you think is appropriate to the situation.
Occult.
It's either.
It could be. It could be a bunch of other ones too.
Yeah.
Assault. Occult. Occult salt. Occult.
Salt for the
Salt
I
for the
love
occult? Yeah,
salt.
because ghosts hate salt.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Do ghosts in D&D hate salt?
That's slugs.
Yeah, you're thinking of slugs and
That's
you're thinking
slod.
of FTL.
Cold iron.
Yeah, I mean, I would say occult's probably our best match.
Yeah. We don't know what's causing more ghosts to spawn. It may not even be a.
Well, the ghosts themselves are
Right,
definitely
yeah.
occult. They're,
Yeah.
they're not naturally occurring
Yes.
ghosts.
We want to
Expressed from the
transport the
vine.
ghost away.
That's not even our job, though.
But we need. But if
We
we're gonna do occult,
negotiate.
if we need occult, we need a arcane connection.
Which, I mean, you have 3 spellcasters in the group.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay. Well, that's all that means. Then yeah, we've got that.
it's
I
really
think it means what's the connection to the actual score? Like what is
it's really just a matter of like you can't just show up and say I'm going to do magic to it. You just need to have to go in with a plan of like, oh, well, I'm going to go in and I'm going to specifically
Yeah.
we're specifically going to make sure that our spellcasters have detect magic primed so that we can utilize it to see if there's something generating or summoning or teleporting ghosts into the area.
Is there like a
Or something
large
like
thing of magic somewhere
Right.
nearby that you can detect?
And Nark, you said you could do something to help out, right?
Right, yeah, I could detect any magical auras or anything that's going on there. We could hopefully find the source that way.
Well, that sounds perfect.
Good enough for me.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Cool. So you guys head out. What time of day are you heading out, by the way?
Early afternoon.
What time do you want to get there?
I'd like to get there early afternoon, sort of just like we don't need to go to Ghostburg at night. And
But
except
morning
for
suck.
trying to avoid.
trying to avoid government
government
agents with help, and we
entanglements.
also need to technically break into a place and get something out of it, which will be a lot easier at night.
And something tells me if there's a. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say again, you're contractors. You're not illegal contractors. She did say that she would tell them, yes, these people are coming.
We're
They
basically
won't,
like
we don't have their support. They will not help us,
Right.
but they're not going to see us and attack.
You just shouldn't expect like, oh, we should file a claim with the state because this went wrong when we were working. For
Yes.
them.
No,
Yes.
yeah, and yeah, that
You don't get insurance or benefits.
Yeah.
from
we're
it.
kind of like mercenaries for this one.
So, I actually think that the afternoon time sounds correct because we would want to get there in a time when we could do some daytime investigation, but we'll want to be there as night is falling because when the ghost activity starts.
That's
to-
That's what I was about to ask. Do we know if ghosts are more active at night? I assume they are.
Ghosts are definitely more active at night.
Okay.
So we can, like,
Because of how ghosts.
essentially we can observe the, the full spectrum of ghost activity.
Okay.
Is it a
The
full
spectral
moon?
spectrum.
Yes.
Is it a full moon? Or
It is
any
not
other-
currently a full moon.
Okay.
It is cold out, however. There's winter is setting in. It hasn't quite started to snow yet,
Meh.
but you think that it might soon.
So one
So
question:
I
do
leave
we-
my irons in snow so they'll be cold and
Your irons?
yeah, like iron weapons and stuff, so they'll be cold iron
Oh,
and
okay.
effective on
I
guts.
thought you meant like.
So do we have? So as contractors, do we have relatively free run of the area since this is an uninhabited ruin at the moment?
Yes.
Okay, so like getting into this fellow's house won't necessarily be an issue, theoretically.
Well, not necessarily. Let's take a look at what it looks like when you approach.
Okay.
Okay.
So you enter the area that was once known as God's Gate, and there's still quite a bit as far as like temple ruins and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, there's lots and lots of damaged statues, basically like 10-foot, 20-foot statues of gods that were worshipped in this area. Lots of headless and armless, just sort of beneficent figures of various sorts. Members of the sovereign host and other more obscure deities are represented here. But a lot of the buildings have been pretty thoroughly renovated. It looks like the city has made really good on this idea of like making room for several thousand Syrian refugees to come in. Syrian refugees.
I know,
is
it's
not
a
good.
problem.
Yeah.
I meant to
Yeah.
say something
Yeah.
between sessions and I totally forgot until this
All
time.
right. Immediate now, the country is known as Caire.
Okay.
They're Cairean.
Wait, that's I don't know.
Kyron?
Cairean?
Yeah,
Is
okay.
that
Kyrish?
Was it, yeah, no.
I thought you were going to say Kyrian for a second, which would have but
wow?
Kylo
You wanna
Ren.
try it? You wanna
so
try it?
the Kylo Rens. Yes.
country is Tor and they're Torian refugees.
No, I
Oh.
mean the city the Cyrish.
Cyrish.
Scythian?
Scythian?
What's the name of the city? It's
No, the country is called Cyre.
Sire.
Cyre.
So that's why you're saying Syrians. That
Yeah.
makes sense now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like Syrian.
But it has problems.
Seems fine.
Yeah, I would say siren refugees.
Siren.
Siren.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
It's
Siren.
an emergency.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
what I've been trying to say, but it.
We did it.
Sorry, I really didn't mean to mention that. But
Hey, remember this?
Or we got a tough
I've
spot
forgotten
right
all
there.
about
I'm ripped from the headlines.
Oh
I
god,
was
you got
raised
him on
by a
that.
cup of coffee.
That was a tight spot.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Okay, so there's folks. I could also just come up with a better word than refugees, but that is what they are.
Yeah.
The Sirens.
Yeah. Yeah, this.
Anyway.
Oh, Dungeons and Dragons is so hard.
Today it
We've
is.
got an emergency, can't you see?
You call them Sirens.
No.
No,
we were
that's
avoiding.
literally the problem.
It's Syrian. Syrian.
Bill doesn't read the
Okay,
news.
anyway.
Go on.
No.
I'm psyched. Let's move on.
They've been building a lot of structures here for the folks that are going to move in to work for the House Camp project.
Okay.
So these aren't the nicest buildings, but they are pretty uniformly consistent, and there's lots of them. there are still some ruins scattered about, but a lot of them have emergency tape and construction gates and stuff like that. Sort of in a small plaza right in the middle of this area, where you can see that there used to be just a massive statue where there's just like feet and the dais that they're standing on left in the center. Is sort of a small base camp where you can see a number of government operatives, wizards it looks like, basically standing around waiting for them to be for night to fall so that they can be deployed once again to head into the buildings and take care of whatever spectral aberrations are going on.
So they've got wizards doing this. Are there clerics that would be turning undead as well, or people from a religious order?
No, as a matter of fact, there aren't, which is not terribly out of the ordinary. Clerics don't usually sell their magical capabilities in this world.
Is Sharn that big on religion?
Sharn has major temples devoted to all of the country's major religions, yes, absolutely.
Right.
But it's also a very progressive kind of place.
Right, because there's a ton of different people.
There's absolutely people from all over the world here.
Yeah.
One person in particular out of the world is here.
Oh no.
Ikasa, you note the unfortunate figure of a bald, side-burned dwarf who seems to be bossing a number of the wizards around, trying to make sure that their equipment is in order, that they're not mishandling these important wands that it looks like they've been issued, that sort of thing.
She'll like everyone will be sort of like in stride, and she'll just stop and like take a step back behind Ark and stealth.
Absolutely, give me a stealth roll.
Natural 20.
Snap.
Ark doesn't notice.
I climb inside and chase us.
Ooh, I rolled so good. What is your final roll?
27. Yeah.
Not that good, no.
I got an 8.
So what do you guys do?
So Ix is gone.
Ix,
Yeah, it's
Oh my god,
it's
did Ix
disappeared.
get taken
Oh,
by
I got the
ghost
ghost.
already?
Ix is the one that ghosted. What are the rest of you doing as you approach? I don't think they've necessarily noticed you as you make your approach just yet.
Ark's just walking up like normal.
Just walking straight through them.
Just straight-
Well, do we know where the building we're trying to get to is? That's one of the other like.
Which building in particular do you mean?
The one we were asked to get Goody out of the
the
floorboards
keepsakes.
of.
So
I
you
know
have
it's further down.
you do not know where that building is because the directions that you were given match up to the ruins, and it
The
looks
ruins
like
are being cleared.
they've been renovated since then.
Would city secrets
They
help
haven't.
at all?
So they didn't demolish those buildings. They fixed them back up. So that apartment is probably still somewhere around here, but the buildings look very different than the directions you were given.
And the city secrets is of no help.
No, not for this area.
Okay.
You wouldn't have any reason to track through this area.
That's fair.
Ark will kind of be like, "Oi, you should probably be the one. You're the contact. You should mention jail and see if they'll let us in."
Yep. That short fellow there. Sorry, the dwarf looks like he's in charge. Go talk to him.
And Manny walks up to the dwarf who seems to be giving orders and stuff.
Hey, don't, no. You need to take very good care of that. It's a very, very sensitive magical item. It's very, very specially made, specific for this mission. Yes, that's my copyright. You should make note of that. Yes, excuse me. Yes, this is a government operation. What are you doing here? You're trespassing. This is what's going on here?
We were hired to look into where the ghosts are coming from on contract. Jail? Might have heard of it?
Yes, I've heard of King's Sword jailed, much to my regret. And what is your name, by the way? Let me get that down on paper. Who specifically are you?
Medevra of Sweetwater.
Pulls out a small scroll from his pocket. And who's the rest of you?
And company.
Yes,
Did
well,
that work?
I'm Ark.
It's fine.
What? Oh, right. Okay, gotcha. Not the shaky type. Gotcha.
this is a very delicate operation we're running here. We have reason to believe that there's some sort of organization that is planting ghosts in the area. We don't know how, and we don't know why. But each night, we eradicate another swath of them from one of these buildings, only to discover that the next night, another swath of them shows up in one of the buildings around here.
They always appear in one building per night, the new ones?
Well, provided we bust the ghosts in one particular building, yes. We used to take care of it only once a week, and then, well, the entire city block filled up with them. Took a lot of overtime to take care of those. A lot of busting on our hands. But this little operation that we've got going on here, we're going into that big building down there, down the center. So far as I know, they won't be planting any more of these creepy crawlies in that building while we're there. That leaves these other 4.
And they'll definitely pick one of those and start their business there, huh? How long has this been going on?
Ever since construction came to a near close. We've got everything taken care of. Things are pretty much ready to be furnished for the folks to move into. But, you know, can't really have folks moving in when there's raving specters running up and down the corridors.
That figures. Well, that's...
But, no worries. I, Eisman Crane, King's Wand, have generated these wands of turn undead.
Ooh.
Powers of the holiest of holies. Now in the palm of your hand.
Sounds like something that'd come in pretty handy.
Yes, it would, wouldn't it? Of course, this is a prototype. I can't just hand this out to whoever comes asking for it. This is proprietary government technology. I suppose I could probably lend it, so maybe, you know, for a very
Our
short...
guys are doing that.
Very short. And lens are turning into dollar signs. I suppose for a token deposit, I could probably be convinced to part ways with 1 or 2 of them for the night.
How much of a deposit are we talking about?
Well, I have 4 here in my holster. I'll lend them to you for 1 coin each.
And it is a deposit. We bring the wand back, we get the coin back.
You know, deposits is maybe a strong term.
I was afraid of that.
Listen, if you, I'll tell you what. I'll give you the coin back, provided I can get some good press on just how good these wands are.
That we can help you with.
This is like I said, my own invention. This is a new kind of creation. Can't find this anywhere from, other than the Charm. This is my kind of thing here. It's the kind of thing that I've got a patent on. You know, I'm using it for government work now, but private sector, that's really where the money is. You guys, you know, do some field testing with this. You tell your friends. You get the word out there that Eisman Crane's Wands of Turn Undead are just what you need for busting the undead. I think we've got ourselves a deal.
All right, so let me verify it. We'll give you 1 coin each for each wand we want to borrow.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give you the wands back when we're done. We get the coin back, and then we spread the word for you.
Lynn was about to try and make that exact sale on the guy, and then he beat her to it, and I'm very disappointed.
You got outlet.
Like I had,
You got
like I
outlet.
had, like, oh, I can try and make him think that this is a good promotional thing.
Rachel, as you'll soon find, Eisman Crane lives to disappoint.
Oh.
So Maddie will turn the other.
What kind of huddle?
Yeah. So how many of these things do you think we need?
Four. We got 4 buildings.
Ix, what are you doing during a huddle?
Yeah, that's a good question. She's like been like every time she
You maneuver Art to the outside of the huddle.
Lynn at this point
she'll-
is also
she'll-
standing between Ix and the no, because she has been in that situation and she has figured out that like she's sort of helping screen and stuff.
So I honestly don't
Art's
remember this because I played a wizard for 3 years. What are the restrictions on using wands as far as if you're not a caster?
No.
Or is it just works?
Even if this wasn't 5th edition, it's EBERRON. Everyone knows how magic works.
So she's gonna try to just like when Ark moves, she's gonna try to just shift to his side.
Sure.
To the other side.
Give me another stealth check.
Yeah. Not as good. 12.
Okay.
Can I be assisting
Arc
since
doesn't
I'm
notice.
like Glenn's actively trying to help
Yeah,
screen?
yeah, absolutely. Which just you
Just
just say that you're assisting,
Oh,
and
I'm
she gets
assisting.
advantage.
13.
Damn, that's better.
Still no reaction from one Mr. Crane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like leaning on Ark like she's just in the huddle, but like.
And
I think
That-
we need one for each building, and there's 4 buildings that they're not screening tonight. We're gonna have to split up, and we need.
Well, they have one-time use. We might only need one.
let's ask. Maddie will turn away. How many times can you use them before?
10 charges.
Sure. Yeah, we're gonna split up to each of the buildings. We need a wand in each, just for safety.
How far apart are these buildings? Like, are they like next to each other on a street, or are they pretty distant?
So they are. You're at sort of a cul-de-sac. The one that they have designated that they are going to be occupying is at the very center of the 5.
Okay.
So the other 4 are there's 2 next to each other, and those sets of 2 are across the street from each other. There's maybe like 50 or 60 feet between the 2 rooftops.
Okay, so they're actually pretty close together.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily need 4 wands to cover 4 buildings.
Well, I also
We
think
wanna do
we
two,
want to be
and-
wary of if we're gonna get this coin back or not. But
Oh, that's-
not.
What?
Yeah, actually, what would the check be to determine if I think this person's gonna give us the coin back?
Insight.
Insight.
It's literally insight.
That's probably a worthy check.
16.
And a 17.
Not getting it
No,
back.
this guy is literally slime.
Okay. I think we can make it with one.
You suspect that maybe he might manage to spend it before you get back for the night.
So,
What are the chances
we
the
believe
wand
the
even
wands
functions?
I'm sorry?
do we
Do we
believe
even
the
think
wands
the wands
work?
function?
I mean, you'd have to investigate the wand
yeah,
itself.
Ark
I
is gonna
think.
be all over this thing as soon as we get one, but we gotta get one first.
Sure.
Ah,
I think it's worth getting one.
Funny feeling.
yeah.
Oh, hey, where'd you been?
When he says that, I'll step in front of him and be like, "Oh, I was over there."
What do you guys talk about? Anyway, if we just get one, I kind of want to have a look at one, to be honest.
Would
think
you mind
that's a good
putting up the
start.
coin then, if you're the one who wants to look?
Sure.
Alright.
Ark will give a coin, and I'll take it too. And like a kid in a candy shop, Ark's like,
Be careful.
This is like
Yeah.
etching his name in it.
Like a kid in a candy shop trying to figure out the candy's base components.
What are you guys doing in candy
Candy
shops?
Hey. That's a proprietary patent.
We'd never infringe upon it.
Right.
No.
we're a delicate group, like you said earlier. Delicate groups needed for this. Right, we got, yeah.
He's the delicate one, huh? Hey, you break it, you bought it.
Ark's
Anyway.
gonna start casting detect magic on it probably.
We got some time before nightfall. We'd like to take a look around, get the lay of the land and whatnot.
Be my guest.
Put that down.
Not you. He's yelling
Alright,
at
and
Hold!
No!
straight into the sewer.
alright.
Okay, we need to buy another one now.
I don't know if I can do this while we're talking or walking or whatever we're doing, but I
Yeah.
want to do my magic item analysis.
Sure, what does that get you?
I can cast detect magic or identify as a ritual anytime. I don't know if that means at the same
10
time,
minutes, yeah.
but 10 minutes to do identify and 10 minutes I guess for detect magic. But
No.
so Ark's gonna probably start.
You'd want to do identify and then
Yeah,
just
you're-
cover everything.
we're pretty sure it's magic.
maybe we'll get somewhere indoors first. We do have somewhere we're looking for anyway, so might as well do 2 things at once.
Indeed.
We should scope out each of these buildings, see if we can find a good way of seeing if somebody's coming or going from some of them, and then like watch entrances and exits to see if we can find somebody coming and going before they get going making ghosts.
Once we get a little bit away from the plaza, X will be like, yeah, I mean, rooftops. We
Oh,
can-
hey,
we
how's
can
it going?
see. Great.
So you had a friend.
Didn't
Well-
seem like a friend.
What are you talking about?
We can talk later.
Yeah, just, I hope you're not too attached
Later.
to your money, baby doll.
Yeah, I got that impression.
It may be worth it.
Seemed a bit.
Eric's kind of starting to fiddle with it a bit more.
I don't know. It's hard to place, but something about him didn't quite seem.
He's a jackass. It's fine. You just-
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't sure. I mean, I only just met him. Just had a funny feeling.
I believe your roll was high enough to detect total slime.
He's not a dwarf at all. He's jubilant.
Anyway, this mission's gonna go a lot smoother if he and I don't cross paths. So don't mind me if I don't come back through our government officials.
Fair.
That's fair. You don't even have to go near him again, as far as I'm concerned.
No, I don't.
Let's have a look at these 4 buildings then, see what we can see.
Well, I mean, you can see all 4 buildings, so.
Well, we should
Going
we're talking about
inside,
going into the lobby.
looking around, that kind of thing.
How big are they?
So these are about 12 to 15 stories apiece.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Art probably occasionally walks into a barrel or a wall or something else.
Yeah, but what's different about right now?
Same thing.
Flavor.
Oh,
So these buildings are in various states of being renovated.
Basically, yeah. Most of them, again, look pretty close to done, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're brand new buildings.
Yeah.
Looks like they've repaired structural damage where the tower collapsed years and years ago. They've, cleared away a lot of the junk. They've repaired entrances and exits to make them more secure, that kind of thing. And they've put, a fresh coat of paint, literally, on whatever it feels like needs it.
Okay.
Is there a way we can lock down one of the buildings, like tie doors shut, or?
Actually, what Maddie was thinking about, she has the skill maybe to unoil hinges, make boards squeaky using her tinker skill, make them very difficult to be sneaky in, potentially. You could do that too.
That's reasonable. So, to answer your question before, there's been a certain amount of security placed on these things already. But on the other hand, there's just not the numbers. Like, this is like trying to lock down like an entire dorm. And there's, aside from the mages, there's not like a security force around here or anything like that.
Right.
The ghosts are unfortunate, but it's not like, no one's like burned the buildings down or anything like that. So nothing's, and even if they did, it's already kind of a ruined neighborhood, so.
But like of one building, ground floor, how many entrances and exits?
Sure, I think
Right.
on the ground floor for any of these, you could probably expect 4 main exits and then 2 service entrances.
Okay. Are these kind of like the double door things that you
Yes.
could like tie them together so when somebody tries to open them, they're holding
Yes,
themselves?
that'd be a huge fire hazard, but you could do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no living people are in the buildings. With
I
us.
mean, burning down all 4 buildings would prevent anyone from putting ghosts in.
Arc's
Yes!
Arc's probably just be like,
Oh man.
you lot are worrying a lot
Small
about
truth.
a place when we're worried about ghosts attacking us and flying through walls, not necessarily people coming to get us.
I think people are making the ghosts, and I think that
For all we know, we saw those temples on the way in. Maybe it's some artifact, some item, something below the ground is summoning these
that
things.
won't pick a building that's unoccupied each time.
If it's under that building.
It doesn't hurt to prepare since we don't know either way. Though I would say we could do it a little more subtle, and that way they won't necessarily know the buildings are being watched tonight. I mean, if we keep it from getting in, they'll know something's up. But I might be able to make the doors and windows and maybe even some of the floorboards a little squeaky so that we can hear them coming.
Look at how.
And if there is any, I suppose whenever you finish the analyzing our
Right.
whatever that is, maybe you can see if you can detect if there are any artifacts in the area that are
that's
emitting magic.
Part of the idea, anyway.
Alright. So, 10 minutes, I guess.
Yes, this is indeed a Wand of Turn Undead. It has 9 charges.
Oi! This is missing a charge! Throws it through a window.
No. Oh wait, no, I
It
don't.
bounces off the window and clatters to the ground.
Lynn takes it.
Yup, it checks out. Just do exactly as described. But
So it does do that. However, so when you roll to turn undead, I'm looking for the exact wording.
Oh
It is
no.
right here. No, don't worry about it. It's fine.
it's
Channel
actually a
Divinity.
wand of charm undead to like you.
Nice.
Would you smooch a ghost?
Yep.
Could you?
Who wouldn't smooch a ghost?
Man, I would
Given
be
the
all about it.
opportunity?
Yes. So, So when you use this, you select either intelligence, wisdom, or charisma to use as your save. Basically. Yeah. But when you use it, it expends a random number of charges rolled with a 1d4.
This little fluctuate here, though, it's a bit
Unstable.
unstable. Yeah, it's not quite assembled right.
Is it unsafe to use? Well,
It's not unsafe, but the number of charges he told us is not reliable. You may use
Can you-
1, you may use 3, you may use 4, who knows?
Can you fix it?
Man, I can try, but that'll take a while.
Well,
I got a wall till nightfall.
Certainly not on the move.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And
I'd
not
have to
without-
set
Thinking
up.
about it. Maybe I'm thinking about it.
Art
Maybe.
does have his tools, I don't know, he carries
Sure.
his tools with him.
we got something more important to do. We ought to get to these doors and windows if we're going to do what we were talking about.
Right, and before the ghosts show up, we should start seeing what we can find before they get here in case they're gonna be a distraction.
Yeah, we got something else to do too. We got to go pick up and fix out the piece of paper. This thing.
Can we all look at the thing, get the address and the apartment number, and then as we go to each of the 4 buildings, be like, oh, apartment 3D, go to that one. And then,
Sure.
yeah.
Just give me a few more minutes, and Art's gonna probably scribble out some notes just about how this thing was built.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, why don't you... so if someone wants to give me a survival check, I think that's a reasonable kind of like...
I think I'll take that one unless there's any objections.
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Because unless we've got any other survivalists in the party.
I got a 1.
I got a 0.
Okay.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Adorable.
specialist.
I'm
yeah.
number 2.
13.
Cool. Yeah, it takes a little bit of doing, but I think you managed to track down this this particular apartment.
Okay, sweet.
Okay. And then I guess Maddie and maybe and/or Ark will get to work making the doors and windows and a few floorboards squeaky.
Okay. Are you doing that? I think you have enough time to do that in one building.
Even with both of us working?
I mean, there's...
There's a lot of doors and
There's a lot
exits.
of
Yeah, I mean,
So-
this is the size of an
Okay.
entire dorm.
Yeah, that's why Lynn was like, oh, lashing
Yeah.
probably wouldn't take too long for that many, and then we could cover a couple buildings. But
Yeah.
you're right
I
about
mean, there's a quicker solution if you just want to put like a rock behind the door.
makes a noise when it's opened.
But
I love how you solve all your problems with rocks, baby doll.
they're everywhere to be found.
Not arguing.
Not wrong.
Hey, I'm probably gonna take a vantage point. I'll keep an eye on the plaza for any comings and goings as things go down. If something happens, shriek, and I'll try to get your back.
I can do that.
She'll just take one of the buildings, one of the ones they're not fucking around in.
Sure.
Okay.
Actually,
Yes.
she probably will do the one that they're making easier to detect people coming up. That's probably the one that she wants to be on top of.
Well, she would be able to
That actually
hear
makes
people
some
coming into
sense.
hers and see the
Yeah,
other
that
building.
actually
Yeah.
makes sense. So what? Even since we only can cover one that way, we'll cover the one that we're going to use for. Yeah, that makes sense.
Now we
Yeah,
need
thanks.
to,
We could.
Your idea is good, actually.
yeah. And then we need two people and one person in the remaining 3 buildings. So
Yeah.
I would. I look at the ninja. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I think we should team up. The person with
just disappears.
the ninja looks like he would be good at stabbing people, and Lynn's about being near a person who can stab others. She's not.
That's
about,
what she's into.
Always,
Yeah,
always
it's a
have
thing.
someone who can stab others close at hand.
Yeah.
Ix will say, hey, if you lot run into any trouble in those buildings, you wind up in any sort of bad situation, remember your cardinal directions and which windows face me, okay?
Got it.
She'll climb up.
Lynn makes the notes in her brain.
Oh, did
You
you
have a
actually?
survival check.
Oh, did you actually get the stuff out of the house or
15.
just find it?
I've got my brain notes.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh.
we didn't expressly say either way. I assumed that. If
What's the question? I'm sorry.
She was just asking if we retrieved the stuff from our neighbor's apartment, or if we just.
I'm willing to say.
I mean, I
you
assume
did.
that we weren't
Okay,
just
okay,
like,
cool.
here
Oh,
it
yes,
is,
bye.
and then like,
Oh,
okay.
we kind of said, "Oh, you found it," and then
yeah,
we
he
moved
didn't
on.
explicitly say, but given that
Okay.
we moved on, I assume
Okay.
you went
Yes.
in,
Yeah.
found the
Okay.
stuff.
Cool.
You there's no surprises. There's not.
Okay.
Surprise! Shocking grasp. No, you
I
found.
assumed that his apartment. I
Yes.
mean, if it
was
was
clean.
still, that it was clean and well orderly.
Yeah.
Indicative of his character.
Bees.
I do assume that you checked the larger knapsack for said money.
Yeah, I mean, I assume one jangles, but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So one. So
Whoever's, I mean, if Ix is carrying it, she would make sure that there was some money in there.
yeah, there's 2 coin in the larger knapsack.
Yeah. She shouldered that.
Cool. Reese, what are you doing?
Reese will take, I guess there was what 2 more buildings to occupy?
Yeah.
Here, let's draw this out.
Yeah. Building
Okay.
A, building B, we need C and D.
I got C.
Ooh, solo.
Dang, I wish we had miniatures.
Aww.
No, that's the sort of thing that I say before I pull out miniatures, but I didn't. I don't remember. Sorry.
I saw you on the whiteboard. I was like, man, you got my hopes up, and then dashed them in a very short time. Okay.
Crab.
Well, we all have dice as well.
Yeah.
If we really need to.
The crab had a brief but epic battle with Polo earlier.
The crab.
No
won,
animals
right?
were harmed.
Well, yeah, no animals were harmed. It was a draw.
Crab battle.
Okay, so here's this, and then I'll give you
So wands or wards?
We'll leave it there so we can all see it.
Wands.
Leave it there so we can all see it.
Yeah, so
Wands.
okay.
Oh yeah, our
It's gonna
initiative.
get knocked over. If I...
All right. So which is the one that we've?
Which do we make squeaky?
just pick one.
Okay.
Whatever one, put X on one, and that's squeaky.
Oh, there you go.
Me and Squeaky.
Squeaky El Ixo.
Squeaky X Lobo.
Okay, and then we're going to be here.
Okay.
So Lynn and Farran.
Oh, I pulled something.
Ark's gonna be over here.
I made you go as far as possible, and
No
then
problem.
Reese's gonna head here.
Do we want to pair up? Oh, I guess we can't all pair up. So.
Yeah, you need to decide who's gonna do that. Maddie's probably one of the safer ones to have solo.
Yeah, X would be like, yeah, you better take care of pretty boy Ark. No offense. I hate for something to happen.
Ark immediately heads towards Eisman for
All right, come on, guys, let's go.
All right. Okay. You me it is then.
Yeah, yeah. Reese will like brandish like a flask and just be drinking from it. Take the edge off.
Ark is probably gonna be casting.
It's so like huddle up.
Yeah.
Ark is gonna be casting detect magic and see what Ark can find within the apartment or nearby.
Okay.
And Farran is trying to smell ectoplasm.
Okay.
are we all staying on the ground floor?
Because that worked that one
We
time.
could all be on the roofs, like waving to each other.
And how many floors are these buildings?
I'm sorry.
How many floors up do these buildings go?
14?
They're anywhere from 10 to 15.
Oh wow.
One more question: do these all have a basement?
No, none of them do.
Okay.
So are we all going to try and stay around the ground floor to spot people coming in? Set up vantage points, or are we going to be going higher up? I'd propose we stay at the ground floor.
Yeah.
Easier to get from building to building when somebody spots something until, if you see the first ghost, contact everyone, and that looks like, it sounds like there's one active building a night. So as soon as somebody sees a ghost, go that way.
We're not that too far apart, so we might be able to just shout loud enough.
Well, I've also got the spell I can contact people with, but they can't be too far away. It's the challenge to that.
I already know what I'm yelling if I see.
Are we having spooky music starting up?
You know what it is.
Night falls.
I hope it didn't hurt itself.
Listen. Ouch. I've had just about enough.
You haven't. You know
I
I'm
did
joking.
So Maddie will be on the ground floor for us.
She has a torch ready, not lit, but the idea is that if ghosts show up in her house, she's going to throw it out the...
Sure.
Just burn the building now.
No. Yeah, so you guys are all, taking the edge off as best you can, waiting. Not sure exactly what it is that you're waiting for, but, expecting maybe just like an angrier version of Lewin to show up or something like that. But as night begins to fall, you see out in the middle of the courtyard, the wands sort of get ready and head into the center building. And before too long, you can see some lights start to flash from inside as apparently they start busting said ghosts from inside that area. Doesn't everyone give me a perception check?
Oh boy.
I'm great at.
Oh, Farran, you don't smell any ectoplasm as
Okay.
you're making your investigation.
25.
12.
20.
20 also.
18. Actually, 12.
So, Lynn, describe for me where you're waiting. What are you doing?
She's going to be waiting. It kind of depends on the building's layout. Are there like 2 stairwells or something? Like,
Yeah, I'd say there's exterior stairwells.
so she's kind of crouched as near as she can be to be hidden to watch those, And also occasionally peek out the windows to see if there's anything going on at the other buildings or like
Sure.
a sign.
So I think you're just sort of, by this time you're kind of antsy,
Yeah.
You've gotten past the point where there's any like real like casual conversation to be had, and you're just sort of.
There's gonna be ghosts.
And you picked the ninja.
Yeah.
He just says dot dot dot.
He didn't laugh at any of my jokes. It was like really stressful because that's how she relieves tension, and it didn't do anything.
Just every time, like.
dot dot dot. Mm.
So you're just a little bundle of nerves, and you're looking around, and diagonally across from you, on the rooftop of the building where Reese and Ark are hanging out, you catch just a flicker of motion. You're not sure what it was, or even if it's still there, but you definitely saw something moving.
Did it look like it was going to be Batmaning between buildings, or was it just on the one?
All you saw was a humanoid-sized type thing moving on the rooftop.
Okay.
You no longer see it now.
Blast. This is too far away for me to message. We should have worked out semaphore.
So Ark heads down from the stairs on the roof.
So that would be this building
Yeah.
Yep.
next to where
Right.
X is. Fortunately, we did work out a couple of signals
Yes.
beforehand because that would make total sense for us to be able to communicate as we
Of
saw
course.
anything.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm deliberately skipping ahead to
yeah.
the action because that's how scores work.
So
You can work out whatever it is that you wanted to work out.
I'm gonna take my lantern that has like a shadow cover over it, hold it up
And light
towards
the building on fire to
and
signal.
blink the code for building C,
Okay.
which is like
Yep.
A, B, C, D.
Yep.
So C and then up.
Okay. Everyone.
And I'm hoping X sees that, but I'm hoping everyone's got a person looking out the window.
Yeah. Anyone that could see it, give me a perception check.
I assume I see it automatically because I'm in the same building.
Yes.
Yeah.
She hasn't told you.
I cast the whisper
Yeah.
spell
Oh,
to
yeah.
tell Farran
14.
because we're being all stealthy.
19.
7.
It depends on what Ark is doing, because he's probably like every 9 minutes and 55 seconds on the exact dot, recasting Detect Magic. 18.
What'd you get?
Oh,
You were just right there.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Farran.
Reese, I think you're pretty distracted, but everyone
Reese
else.
is playing like cards or like doing tricks,
Yes.
practicing.
Cat's Cradle. With cards? It's very advanced. Everyone else catches sight of it though.
Ix has probably been just like sitting like at the edge of the roof in a huddle, like she's like cold and like with her cloak pulled around her and like smoking a cigarette, and she'll spit her cigarette out and sit up and just try to see if she can.
Which building are you on again?
She's here. So
Okay.
she's adjacent to that one.
Okay.
So she'll spit out her cigarette and get out attention and see if she can catch anything.
Okay.
Up top.
Okay. So I think you've got your crossbow at the ready, and you caught the sign for building C, right?
Yeah.
So you whirl around and you're like scanning. And just with the lightest touch, you feel this hand on your shoulder.
She'll like
Scream.
yelp and dart away from it and try to
Give-
spin around.
Yeah, you can give me athletics or acrobatics.
Let me think about acrobatics. Yeah, I'm good there. Thanks.
And you fall off the roof by mistake.
17.
You are thrown off the roof.
Oh no!
However, you even in like this moment of panic that you feel some sort of a strange energy, like course from this hand that has grabbed you, and you don't realize it with like the consciousness because you think, "Oh God, I'm dying," but you begin like tumbling in slow motion down towards the ground as you feather fall down.
Huh.
Are you screaming the entire way down, or?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think anyone viewing
Obviously.
the courtyard has full view
Yeah.
of Ix.
I'll be like,
Limbs outside.
Slowly dying.
Yeah, I'm gonna run out
Shit.
once
Oh, of course,
this
of
starts
course,
happening.
yes,
Yeah.
I didn't know X knew magic.
Yeah, Liv's
Very good.
immediately
X
outside
X
and like
float around.
Just waiting. And
It's
then
slime!
just gonna like,
It's like,
step
oh
back.
God,
and,
don't dispel this. Whatever's going on, don't dispel this.
I guess we should go out.
So it takes like a minute.
Lynn's already outside.
It takes like a minute, but
I assume that while the minute is going on, we can like start trying to investigate or get up to the top of that building or something.
sure. How do you want to get up?
Well, let's see. I'm trying to think if climbing would actually be faster than taking the stairs.
I mean,
Do you have a climb?
You're a ninja.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
I should probably climb up this
Yeah.
building.
You gotta. Like, it's this.
Yeah.
Maddie, what are you doing?
Maddie will stealth out of her building. She doesn't want to be noticed by whoever is up to no goodness. She gets a 22.
Okay.
She sneaks over to the other building.
No alarms go off.
Okay.
Reese, I think you at least heard Hicks screaming.
Alright. He'll,
And you're climbing which building?
I'm climbing the building that Ix fell off of.
Okay.
Maddie's actually climbing the original building.
What kind of a check are you giving?
Can I use acrobatics for
Yeah,
that? Or is that
absolutely.
okay? Then I will definitely use acrobatics for that.
Give me some Dissidia jumps.
Oh no, that's only 8. Is that a 3 or an 8? That's a 3.
Nice.
It was
gonna be
on
so good.
17.
Oh, I
and
twisted my ankle.
So that only comes out to an 8. So
Go on without
do
me.
I need to stress this, or am I going to just like flump?
You're not gonna fail. You're just not gonna do very good.
Yeah.
So you make it up like I think you
real
expected
slow.
to like bunny hop it, but
Yeah.
you're at like the second floor.
And I'm like, okay, this building is still kind of busted.
Ix will sort of settle into her feet. I assume most of these people took action before she even hit the ground, right? So
Yes.
We just ran out right now.
Lynn's been standing there waiting for it to hit the ground, worried.
No, you
but-
caught her. She's
Okay, yeah.
surprisingly
Oh,
dainty.
like-
Ours like,
She's real
immediately
smart.
crumbles because
I
I'm not
didn't know you
strong
do
enough.
magic. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's great. Look, thanks,
happened?
thanks, love. She'll pat you on the back and be like, somebody or something magicked me off the top of that building. I'm not going back to that one. And she'll like point across the way. She's like, but I'll see if I can get eyes on them from over there. And she'll also go to like parkour up her building.
Yeah, Maddie's
I'm
trying
not so
to.
sure about going to the top of
So
the building
as you
now.
tumble out of Lynn's arms, you're still under the effect of the spell. Shit. So it like takes a minute to like
You're like doing the Scooby-Doo run, but you're still in midair.
She's like,
you feel like slightly inebriated, just motion wise.
oh, wow.
Like you can run fine, but like landing was weird.
She's like, Art, can you throw me up towards that building?
Yeah.
No! I'm pretty sure Feather Pulse worn off now,
Actually,
hasn't it?
does Ark think he could undo that maybe? I guess he doesn't have a spell to do that though. So.
It's a third level spell.
Yeah,
you
so
can't
yeah,
undo
okay,
magic.
okay. So Ark's gonna
Just,
Picture
a
it
throw
towards the building.
check. What is a throw
Strength
check?
Athletics.
Athletics. Oh, I got
Athletics.
that.
oh god.
Except when I roll an 8. 11.
So describe this for me. What do you do?
Crush your killing blow.
Yeah.
Like a spear. Ark just like takes X and just like. Ugh.
Oh no. Ix was such a
Yeah.
good character.
You just like face plant very slowly.
All right.
Feather falls not levitate, unfortunately.
She doesn't fucking know.
No, I know.
She's like, I'll take the
I'm
stairs.
just telling everyone else.
Yeah.
I'm telling Squeaky.
I tried.
She's like, appreciate it, baby doll. She'll run across the way and she'll start taking the stairs up.
Okay.
And Maddie will try to climb building C, the one that the fellow was originally spotted on. We were originally signaled to investigate.
Art, do you wanna climb building A
It's
with
a
me?
24.
That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's what I want.
No
Yeah.
problem.
I don't think.
Not the side.
You know what I
just
want
the-
to do? I want to try and figure out if I can figure out where these things coming from. And Ark's gonna probably detect magic.
That's a good idea.
Reese has been watching the thing from like the front door of his building, just like, because enough people were out there, so he's just like, whatever. And then he's gonna like start heading up indoors to the top,
Taking the
top
stairs
of
like a normal human.
Half elf.
or there's an elevator.
Ark's gonna do detect magic and see what if Ark can see anything.
Sure.
I'm out in the streets though, so I don't know if that's gonna be enough range. To...
No, there's not a whole lot going on here.
Yeah.
So Reese, as you're climbing the stairwell, give me a perception check.
7.
So you step and hear like a little crunch under your feet,
Step on those
Aww.
and underneath there's like a small like cracked. It's like a disc or a wafer or something like that. Very very thin, very very fragile.
He'll pick it up, look at it.
So
Is
like
it like and just shattered into pieces?
It's not like hundreds of pieces, but it's in like 3 or 4.
Okay.
But as you like bring it closer to your face, a specter literally like plunges out of it, like. Give me a whiz save.
Oh shit.
Grease of Manu.
Nice.
You wish.
Remember those days?
That was good. I love
16?
that.
16, pretty good. You feel a supernatural chill fill your heart, but you manage to steel yourself against it.
Okay,
So
and he
you're-
lets out the girliest scream ever. And then just like tries to like backtrack.
I'm gonna grab the one from Ark
Okay.
and then run towards the scream. And then as I'm going, be like, why the fuck did I do this?
Ark is kind of like
Turns, hands it back to Ark.
Pushes him towards the door.
You were a bit occupied doing the detect
yeah,
magic.
detecting magic. So.
And I think that screams mean the wand goes this way.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just grab it from my belt and I'm like,
yeah.
whoa.
Banny and Farran still climbing.
Yep.
Give me another check for both of you.
All right. Come on, dice.
You're under Grace of Ark, -2 to your roll.
Darn it.
Natural 20.
I have
opposite
a
of grace?
unnatural 22.
The bumble of art.
My total is
I
25.
think the both of you make it to your respective rooftops.
Alright. And
I would like. Can I roll stealth as I get to the top?
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
same. That is a 19.
That's a wait. That is a 12. Ah.
You melt into the shadows. Probably.
Like
Question
foot
mark?
sticking out. It's fine.
Sure.
Wore white socks today by
Um,
mistake.
So Lynn, I think you climb the stairs up to like the 3rd or 4th floor or something like that, and find Reese sort of cowering in the face of this banshee-looking like specter that is literally just like, it's one of those kind of ghosts where the hair is going every which way and the thing is
Like
like,
they're filmed underwater, so.
Yeah.
but it's also like moving like Ringu ghost kind of
Oh
thing.
no!
Yeah. Sorry.
Bust it.
Bust it! Yeah, busting me a ghost.
What DC am I using?
You choose your
Charisma.
best stat between it was
And whiz charisma. It's gonna be charisma.
It's gonna be charisma, so I've got a +3 to charisma.
So your save DC would be 13.
Assuming you have proficiency for this.
Yes.
Okay, then yeah,
Good
13.
call. Okay, give me a 1d4 roll.
I poured everything I could. And
Okay, so you
Blasts out like a huge cone of holy light.
basically, yeah, like there is just this
Shotgun.
like sputter and then just
Yeah.
Does the
yeah,
house like that floor just light up?
absolutely.
Like, light shoot
It's like
out?
that one Yu-Gi-Oh bit where it's just like 99999. Ghost disappears.
Are you okay?
What?
Ark does not notice the
I'm
light.
okay. I'm okay. I
Okay,
don't-
well, we found the affected building. Do you
But
want...
how did she with
I
other
think that there
buildings
might be friendly ghosts.
and
Reese and
What a bitch you
Lynn.
just killed.
Reese and Lynn both give me perception checks.
Oh, boy. Oh, no.
natural one?
Oh no.
14.
Okay,
I'm sorry, 15.
Thank God Reese is here.
Huh?
Thanks for being
he's
on.
very good. Lynn, you turn to like look at Reese and see if he's okay, and he's like floating like 15 feet up in the stairwell and doesn't seem to notice this.
So, side note, what was my DC to notice that he was floating 15 feet
You're
up?
pretty focused on your busting.
Okay, it was pretty good busting.
Yeah, I felt good
Uh,
about it.
So how about you come down here, and then we leave.
What? Is there a ceiling?
Yes,
Like-
it's like a stairwell.
Are you like Charlie in the Chocolate
Push on the
Factory?
ceiling?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Can he like push himself down to
Yeah.
the ground?
D-
So I keep floating
Oh, is he
again?
feather
or-
falling?
No,
No,
actually,
he's
He's
levitating.
He sounds like he's
Yeah.
levitating.
you have control over your
bastard.
actions,
So I can like fly?
so far as you can tell.
Or do I have to have something to push off?
He's a ghost.
Bust him!
Bust him.
Just deluded in magic this whole time. Oh
Oh no.
Secret character backstory. Oh no.
Yes. Maddie's in Roof Town.
Yes.
She wants to look
Which
around.
building are you on?
This one, see.
Okay.
So yeah, Maddie ran the other stairwell up.
No, she
Actually,
she
Ark,
Oh, you
climbed.
climbed.
what are you doing? You haven't done anything in a little bit.
Ark didn't detect anything, so Ark missed the lights. I rolled for perception. I rolled like a 7. So Ark's gonna go in the
He
building.
was just like looking.
And Maddie was stealth, so you probably didn't even see her go
Ark's
up.
gonna go in
Everyone's
the
just
building.
gone.
Ix last encountered the ghost and try and climb to the
So,
top.
Ark, I will put this out there. There is the whole wizard's base camp in front of you.
I thought they went into a building.
No,
They did,
they
but the
went
base
in.
camp's there.
All their like gear is still like.
Oh shit, just steal more wands. Steal all 3 wands and then make a giant wand arm. And then just like Gatling
Extend
wand
your
it.
3 wand claws.
Well, it sounds like a bad idea, so Ark's going to the base camp.
Okay. Wait, no, that's
That's not the base
building.
camp.
Oh.
That's the base camp.
Oh, that's the base camp.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I mean, you can also go help them with
Yeah.
their busting.
Fuck it,
Boston
this
makes
team
you feel
sucks.
good.
Ix, give me a perception check.
That is a 21.
So in the in building C, you're sort of studying the layout of the area. You catch a glimpse of a figure, maybe on like the 10th or 12th floor or something like that, a few floors down from the roof, moving past one of the windows.
Okay. Can I pick out anything about it?
They're hooded, cloaked.
Okay. And I was just thinking about this. On our way out, Ix should probably rethink the roof and station herself at a window at the very top floor instead of going back on a rooftop.
I think she's probably had her fill of roofs.
She's done with the roofs for tonight.
Yes.
Cool.
So yeah, she'll just like eyeball him and she'll like draw a bead on him and she's just gonna try to kind of track him, like what his speed was, to see if she can match him at windows, just to keep an eye on him.
Sure. So you do this, and it proves particularly difficult given that they appear to like move over here for a couple of windows, and then like there's literally like a set of dash lines, and then you're like, wait, and then they're like way over here like instantaneously.
I roll to get spooked. No. She's gonna do her best because she knows Farran and Farran's in that building. She's gonna do her best to track it and just make sure, like, if there's an encounter or something, she wants to know where
Absolutely.
it's gonna happen.
Cool. Maddie and Farran.
I want to look around to see if I can see, why did my friend fall off the roof?
She was really drunk.
Oh,
But a wizard did it.
Oh, wizard.
They always say that.
Yeah, there's like Featherfall is like a new kind of spirit.
You have stress.
I have stress.
Also, you can flashback. Remember, you guys can
Oh,
flashback
yeah,
to
yeah.
like.
Yeah, but this is just perception. Looking
No, that's
around.
fine, that's fine.
Like that doesn't feel
But
like.
if you want to be like, oh,
Flashback to
I
the-
rented these detect magic goggles because
Flashback
that's
to
a
the
thing that's-
optometrist's office getting basic.
I love Riddick.
It's not good.
Which one?
Pitch Black was good.
Pitch Black was really good.
It was.
Everything
Yes.
else is bad.
They were not intended to
Chronicles
be
of
Riddick
Riddick?
movies. They actually just
Chronicles
stopped
of
acting.
Riddick?
Yes.
Like, I'm not coming up with anything just for a good perception roll
Yeah, that's fair.
at the top of the stairs right now. Like, that seems a little too.
What was your
Spyglass?
final result?
Like 6.
Okay. Here's what happens. You begin making your investigation of the area, and like, there's no trace. Whoever did this is a professional. And also, your feet are apparently glued to the floor.
Like by literal glue?
Yes, like now that you
Home
look,
Alone
like,
style?
Oh gosh, better look out for that paint bucket. It's coming.
Yeah.
you're so focused on your investigation of said wizard
Yeah.
that there is in fact a very thin layer of glue that has apparently been spilled here, and your feet are stuck to the roof.
What would I need to. Is this like something I can make a. I mean, I don't have. Like, I'm not gonna.
Take your sandals off, you dork.
Yeah, that.
I think a universal solvent
Velvet,
would probably
velvet.
be most appropriate, but
Alcohol might also work if it's a crappy enough glue.
maybe, yeah, and a strong enough booze.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say, perhaps, that
Like an abandoned shoes.
you could abandon shoes. Yes.
As long as I. As long, well, first I want to make sure there are no caltrops in the area.
Sure.
Or broken glass.
There don't appear to be, no. Maddie, I think that given the scope of this difficulty, you're able to see Farran's problems.
Alright, she takes a careful look on the roof she finds herself on. What does the roof look like? I mean, how open a roof are we talking about?
It's pretty open. You know, there's not like AC units or anything like that.
Okay, yeah.
There's basically a roof access stairwell, and that's about it.
Are there any skylights?
And
They're
anything
not. No, it's not a nice enough kind of building for that.
anything obvious on the ground or on the like rim of the roof, like how someone may have gotten up here perhaps, or
As far as you can tell, no.
Alright, then keeping an eye out, she will make her way down the stairs.
Cool.
Have fun, glue boy.
Yes, deuces.
Give me a perception check.
Okay, perception check. It is a natural 20, which is a
Damn.
total of 23.
At the base of the first landing past the stairs that come directly into the room, you can see that there is a thin veneer of grease.
Do I have anything in my Tinker's kit that might get rid of the grease easily?
If it's naturally occurring grease, then yes.
I see. So how big an area are we talking about of grease?
Like the entire floor.
The entire floor
So
of like...
this is like a...
Cut to him just mopping.
yeah.
This is like a 15 by 10 square area, and you can't see the stairs that like wrap around.
So the whole... So,
That sounds
sorry,
like what
to
Ark would
clarify,
do.
the stairs
It's
are
dirty.
covered in grease?
Yeah,
or-
you're on the stairwell going down, but it's an interior stairwell. So it's like you go down a few steps, there's a flat area. You go down some more steps, there's a flat area.
Yeah.
The flat area is at least covered with grease, and you can't see the rest of the steps.
Okay.
Jump over the grease and there's grease on the
Yeah.
Acrobatics check to use the walls to climb over. I'm going to get over the grease area that way by not using that
Yeah, absolutely.
floor. All right.
Xena that shit.
Yeah, why
Is there
not?
like a hand railing you can like slide down?
Is there a handrail?
There is a handrail, absolutely.
Grind down.
Grind it.
It's not greased, right?
Even if it
Even
is,
if it is, it's
better.
awesome. Yeah. Like rub your shoes in some grease, then
Yeah.
grind that shit. Grind that.
You can't tell.
Okay. Then...
I mean, it's also night, and it's not as especially well lit stairwell.
jumps
Right.
in the wall and goes through
Fair.
a portal.
Sorry, I'm still having trouble. So it's stairs, flat area, more stairs.
It's like a landing
Yeah.
on like
Yeah.
a circle.
And the
A
grease
circle
is
stairwell.
this area, and I can't see the stairs from it.
Right, because they're
They
behind the
curve
wall.
Okay, well then using acrobatics to avoid using the greased area.
Okay.
And we'll see how that goes. That is a 11. Does that feel like it's failing?
No.
Okay.
I think that's just good enough to do what it is that you're looking to do. But, so what I think happens is you take a deep breath and you run down the last couple of steps here and jump and like use like the center column to like brace yourself as you run across and like clear it, and just as you're landing, spot some grease on the next flight of steps down and come to a landing on it, and then whoop, and tumble down the next set of stairs.
Okay. Is there a
You take
save
30
or something?
damage, you're dead.
No, you don't fall a long enough distance to like take damage or anything like that, but you do fall prone.
Okay.
We hear the racket above us. Oh my god, the ghosts are attacking the upper floors too.
Yeah, Lynn and Lynn and Reese, what are you guys doing?
Decision time, up or down?
I'm gonna invest. Are there like ectoplasm left over after this banshee that we?
Give me an Arcana check.
Oh wait, you're a wizard.
I'm a
He
wizard.
actually-
I forgot you actually
I'm a
have
wizard
skills.
boy, kind of.
13
Wait,
for
really? Is
me.
it that bad still? It's still bad.
Mine's not that great
Oh,
either.
natural 20 though.
Oh shit.
Yeah, there's definitely ectoplasm left
I've
over.
only got a +4 to mine, so.
Little
So,
bits,
like,
little bits of ghost.
Goes into his jacket.
Yeah, I know.
It's reset pretty hard.
Okay, you collect some ghost evidence.
Nice.
You also still have like the actual like disc thing that you had picked up.
What is that?
Oh yeah. Let's look closer at that.
Are you still
Sure.
flying?
And like,
I think he is
Yeah,
still
he is,
hovering
yeah.
around as he wants.
So, what this looks like is it almost looks like a piece of masonry or maybe like some piece of worked stone, but the disc itself has been like severed from a larger hole or something like that. Like it's like someone like literally like grabbed a saucer-sized part of a larger hole and like sheared it off somehow.
you'll put that in the pocket with the ectoplasm.
Okay, it gets gross.
It was Ark all along. It's his stones.
Did Lynn get to see that?
Did you want?
Like, yeah.
If you ask it, I'll
Nice.
just show you.
Yeah.
Has she ever seen anything like this before?
Negative.
Okay.
The plot
Well,
thickens.
do you want to go up or down?
Let's try and
Let's go up. I got my wand.
find what's going on up there.
Let's
Are
go.
you flying up?
Yeah.
Of course, he's doing this.
Of course.
Snowman pose.
You can see up his robes.
No, hey, what?
He's wearing pants.
Okay.
They're nice. Farran, you're glued to the
Yeah, I'm probably just going to abandon the shoes.
Okay.
Well, provided I can see a safe place to jump to.
Yeah.
Because
now that you see what you're looking for, you look for the non-shiny part of the tarmac, basically.
Because honestly, the shoes were probably just to slightly muffle footsteps. They're probably not super essential here.
Yeah, your feet start to squeak in expected fashion as you move across the rooftop, but no harm comes to you.
Looking around, do I see any rooftop figures? Because I mean, like, in the area now?
Not now, no. You can sort of catch a glimpse of like Ix across the way, like keeping a sight on things. You guys worked out the lantern signal before. I don't know if you guys want to try and communicate that way.
I don't think we had a lantern sign for prankster.
T
Yeah.
R.
Well, I think almost
We've
We've got a
everyone's
Home
figured that out
Alone
at this point
situation.
anyway.
Yeah.
T Chris Pratt.
Can I try to smell ectoplasm again?
Sure.
That's what I'll try and proceed. Because hopefully I can't smell my way into glue. Maybe I can smell the glue. This puzzle box is, it's a natural 20.
You smell glue, but no ectoplasm.
What
Not
does
here.
ectoplasm smell like?
Ozone.
Remember those ecto coolers?
Yeah.
Delicious.
No.
High C. Do they still make
In
them?
that case, I may look
they brought
They're
around.
gone back.
I may look around for a place to like secure a rope to like rappel down if I have to get down quickly.
Okay, no problem.
Because I'm gonna guess that when I see someone, they're probably not going to be on a roof because these roofs, there's nothing going on out here.
Sure.
Other
No,
than glue.
not anymore, so far as you can tell.
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah, you have no problem doing so. There's plenty of spots for that.
Yeah.
Ix, what are you up to?
Have I caught any more sight of this figure moving around in Farran's building?
Not in Farran's, no. It's been
yeah,
been entirely
Farran's
in.
Oh, so it's in there.
Yeah.
So are they? Is it still on the move?
So you saw it in like floor 12, and then it disappeared, and you haven't caught sight of it again anytime soon.
Okay. I'll keep an eye out. I'm gonna keep watching for it, or if I see any of my team.
Sure.
Actually, Maddie's on the roof, right?
Maddie disappeared into the stairwell.
That's right. She fell in some grease.
No.
Yeah. So basically, I'm still gonna be watching for the figure. If I see
I think
any
you
of them pass a window, she's gonna.
I think
signal.
you inexplicably see Reese Superman flying past some of the windows on their way up, and Lynn like.
She'll take a drag of her cigarette and then and she'll
Jump off the roof.
Yeah.
Lynn's like pushing Reese's robes out of her face.
Yeah.
Like
I don't follow that close.
Oh, Ark. So what are you doing?
Ark is like looking for wands and like another
right,
yeah.
wand of turn undead.
Give me an investigation check.
All right. That's a stat I have.
Oh.
21.
21.
Hell yeah.
Man. So are you looking for like just a box that looks like it's worth taking, or are you looking for a thing that you can plunder, some smaller stuff to stash away?
So the guy had said he only had 4 wands of turn undead, and he had
those
all on his
though.
belt. So I know they.
That's
were
what he
probably-
said you had to give out.
Okay.
There's probably just like supplies that you can use later.
Yeah, I'm probably looking for more wands or more magical things that might
Holy
help.
water,
Holy
things
water,
that would
yeah.
affect ghosts.
Sure.
Things that are for busting. I'm looking for busting.
Bustin' supplies.
Gotta make you feel good.
Yeah.
So you find a crate that's been sort of half emptied, given that the wizards are in one of the buildings taking care of a lot of this. But you find a sheath that's full of like 10 more wands.
Oh.
Score!
Art's gonna take all 10 wands.
Excellent.
I'm just gonna
Perfect.
start running. I got wands! and he's gonna
Please!
Run home, Mark! Run all the way home!
He immediately
So here's
threw
the funny
ghost
thing.
upstairs.
Here's the funny thing. Ark missed the light shining from the floor. Ark doesn't know where everyone's at.
Oh no!
Last
You
place
saw me
Ark's-
grab your wand and run in there. You
Ark's-
saw me grab your wand and run in
Yeah,
there.
you've heard us
Like,
Oh, yeah.
you
from
saw
there.
me grab your
okay,
wand and
fine.
run in there.
Fine. I got wands! And he's gonna kick down the front door of that apartment and then like run in.
spectacular.
And it's already open, but you still kick it down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Closes it, kicks it.
I want to say it's just like occasionally using a wand, lights are flying. No.
Oh, absolutely.
So Ix would have signaled to Lynn and to Reese if she can get.
Yeah, I think that's no problem.
At least Lynn might notice. Reese is busy flying, but she
Reese
would just
would
say
notice.
like enemy up base or whatever whatever. they
Yeah,
have
I think you guys can catch sight of that. no
Okay,
problem.
I'll make sure Reese is aware. Enemy
Cool.
up, enemy up.
What?
Do we hear
Maddie,
Art talking about
I'm shouting that out. I got wands.
He's pretty far down. I think he's like 9 or 10 floors beneath you at this point.
Okay,
What-
so
You
we
probably
won't
hear-
hear-
What floor is Maddie on? What is the
ghosts.
roof? The floor below the roof. What is that?
You're on 13, so yeah.
Scary floor.
Yeah,
There is no 13.
Spookiest of all.
Yeah, so it's 14.
Right. Okay. Well, after getting up,
13.
getting up from the fall and carefully getting down the rest of the stairs, I
You
guess-
smell a little worse for wear, but
Yeah.
you're not terribly bruised or anything like that.
No.
Your pride is more wounded than anything else.
yeah,
You smell a little like Ark, greasy.
These things happen. Has she
Oil
passed a window to
grease.
see
Oil
Ix's
grease,
signal
come on.
yet?
What? I'm sorry.
Has Maddie passed a window to catch Ix's signal yet?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
Okay, so
I'm guessing
what
I can
is,
see
what is
that.
the
But wait,
content-
you see enemy up.
Yeah, but she would be flick. I mean, I don't know. I don't know
But
how-
she just came from the roof and she knows she's on the topmost floor and literally just came from the stairs. So
Did you look up?
yeah.
No, that's a reasonable
They're
assessment.
actually
from the
above
sky.
the roof.
okay, so she will.
Farran, I think it's fair to say that you see Ix making these
Yeah.
symbols as well if you want to jump over to that roof or something.
Yeah. How hard would it be to actually like hook the other roof with like a rope to?
Oh, no problem. These
Okay.
buildings are close enough together that
Okay.
you wouldn't even need to make a check to like jump between.
Oh, okay.
them.
Then I would just jump to the other roof.
Okay.
Yeah.
But your feet,
Well,
feet are
a-
real tender when you land.
Yeah. After I make
You
sure.
do that.
Yes. So Maddie will, I guess, look around on floor 13 since she doesn't know up relative to what.
Sure.
So perception check. That is a natural 20.
Cool.
Good lord, people.
So you are looking around and you see, you've spent a little bit of time in these buildings and you see something that's definitely not supposed to be there. At each of the junctions of the hallways, there's one of these little discs like the one that Reese found. And they appear to be like almost deliberately set just in the very center of wherever two hallways meet.
Needs religion or arcane check to see if she recognizes them. That is a 11.
11, you do not.
All right. Well, she hasn't heard anything about.
What?
Huh?
Ding. What? My pizza's ready.
Yeah.
Hello? Yes, send me all the pizza.
Hello, it's my pizza.
Hey pizza, I miss you.
All right. So the junctions of every hallway, and she's familiar with the layout of these buildings, right?
Yes.
Would she be able to then know the most efficient path you would take if you were attempting to put one of these in the junctions of every hallway from here to the bottom?
I think that's absolutely reasonable.
Then she will begin taking that path while being careful not to step on them and looking out for any other grease or other crazy traps.
Cool, got it. Give me perception?
That sounds fair.
Yeah.
That's probably an 8, which feels like it's gonna fail, so I will take stress to make that not fail.
Okay. I think you are, you're really like chomping at the bit to get this done, and in your hurry, you almost like creep your boot just away from one of these things. Take a wide step over it and then continue hurrying down.
Yep.
Ark, I imagine you're just like plunging up the stairs.
Oh,
just
for
screaming.
sure. Yeah.
Just like loading yourself up with wands at every.
All the wands! Ghosts won't be a problem!
Unsolved ghosts.
Ix, you could pretty clearly see Farran hop over the roof, and also Ark just literally like stampeding up the stairs. It's impressive how quick he can move.
Yeah, she'll just be like, oh, bless his heart.
Yeah, his metal heart.
Bundle up, take an out.
His
So,
cold metal heart.
So you said, so they're at floor, or rather, Maddie's at floor 13.
Yes.
And we're heading down.
Uh-huh.
Lynn and Reese are at floor, what are they at?
I think they're coming up to 11, as a matter of fact. Give me a perception check, the both of you. Ix, you can do this too.
Actually, I want to change one thing about what Maddie's doing.
Yeah, go for it.
A better idea than what I had before. Instead of checking each intersection, what she'll do, she'll get to a new floor, check one intersection, and see if there's a wafer there. And if there is a wafer there, she goes to the next floor.
12 is loaded up with waifs.
Then she will go to 11.
Cool.
Yeah.
20.
22.
Oh, 18.
Dang, nice job, y'all. Okay, so as you round the stairwell coming up, you come across a figure who is just covered in black.
Oh, Farran!
Covered in wafers.
They're gonna say bees.
I don't know why.
No!
Have a little faith.
No, not the
Tommy God.
You come across a figure
We leave.
that is just a column of bees disguised as a person.
We leave.
I leave.
So this figure has a long cloak and a hood that's pulled up and is dressed almost like stereotypically like a rogue. They are dressed to just be completely, they're not like completely pitch black, but they're in that nice little shade of like very dark blue purple that just blends so well with the shadows and stuff like that.
Lynn screams. Just,
Yeah, she screamed. Is Ix, since you got me do perception too, do I see them encounter this?
Yes,
person?
I think you don't have quite as clear a view of the character. Like you don't have a bead on them or anything like that.
She'll
You do see
start
that this
I
is
like
not
to think
that.
everything goes tense and you just hear.
Yeah.
Len screaming makes Ree scream too, so we're just screaming.
I think the figure
He
I think
screams
looks
too.
up and is like. So the figure has like these bright amber eyes, and her hair is like this dusky white, and she like all at once like she almost looks like she's stumbling back, but in like an instant she's like 30 or 40 feet away, even though all she did was like scatter backwards, like
Wait.
I think you saw definitely this whole dash backwards.
Okay. Can I?
Maddie, you come down the stairs behind this person.
No, she will not scream.
aww.
No, she's not the scream
Yeah,
type.
I
So it's someone she doesn't recognize
No, not at all.
in the building, directly in front of her.
Do I have line of sight?
Kill
on
it.
me?
Yes.
Oh god.
I shoot her in the head.
Well, good game, everyone.
I bet Maddie.
Oh my god.
She takes it on
Bad
the
game,
chin.
everyone.
It's less competition for the money.
Just like
Lynn
Assuming this
screaming
person
and
is
his arrows start
completely
appearing
unaware.
the person.
blood splattering on her face.
Maddie, what are you doing?
Would a sleight of hand check
New
be
round of
appropriate for
screaming.
trying to quickly wrap a rope around someone who is completely unaware of it?
Is lassoing
Lasso.
this ghost?
Not lassoing.
Sure.
Wait, does this look like a ghost?
No.
Yeah, that's
absolutely
Oh,
not.
I thought it was a ghost.
Just a spooky lady.
Yeah. All right.
Boston.
No, those of you that are
Okay, this is
familiar.
clearly your BDSM skill. We've covered this.
No, those of you that I think are on the scene and have at least a little bit of presence of mind
No bed.
can identify this as a drow.
Oh.
Yeah. Not a ghost.
Are drow all murderous like evil
No.
people in
I
this
was
world?
gonna say,
No.
EBERRON
Okay.
doesn't have racism.
Yeah.
No, it does.
Whoa.
It's only against robots.
Yeah.
Maddie, so basically, Maddie's trying to do that thing where police
That
officer.
thing where you sneak a rope around someone.
Well, no,
You're gonna do
the rope
Oh,
variant
Garrett.
of that. Of
Garrett.
that
called
the rope
Garrett.
variant of thing where it happens in movies like someone gets close to a police officer and they like get cuff snapped on them instantly, kind of thing. Like
With rope?
Yes.
you could. I mean, if someone's surprised, you could start biting them pretty quickly.
What part of the body is the rope going on? Is my question.
Trying to constrain at least one arm to the body.
Like, if you were to just do
I think
over
last-
the torso, you
yeah.
could do like a
Yeah.
rear bear hug
Yeah,
with
you can
rope.
just-
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah,
so.
that might be the most.
So I'll say
straightforward way.
yes, but I'm going to give you disadvantage unless you get some other way to cancel that out.
I
Inspiration?
mean, we are distracting her
I
by
got
screaming.
inspiration. You want some
No,
inspiration?
absolutely.
So
but
what-
it's still a weird.
Okay.
I'll give you
Yeah.
inspiration
What's
for this.
the before you burn that? What's the is there restriction just that like it's a difficult thing to do quickly or like what's
What is
do
the
we- what
difficulty, I
what
guess,
does
yes.
she need assistance with specifically?
I think it's simply that it's like a cumbersome thing to try to do quickly and without being noticed.
When you
Right.
aren't
Yeah.
trained, when you aren't trained to do that, and you don't know.
Yeah, you
exactly
didn't
what-
have the rope,
it's
like,
just, it's just
ready.
an improvised
Yeah.
action
Yeah.
is really the problem.
Okay.
It's not a thing you would normally do with rope.
Well,
Right.
well, before we commit to this, is there an easier way we can think of quickly incapacitating this person?
Do you have a sap?
I have
You can punch her in the back of the head.
Yeah, seriously, sapping somebody is a
Shoot her in
thing.
the heart.
It's a thing if you're a strength character, maybe.
So,
You could do that cool like draw sword thing and hit her with
Hit her
the
with the
pommel.
helmet.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we said you can do non-lethal even with a rapier.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, well, then
yeah,
yeah,
just
Pommel.
stab her
Screw it.
non-lethally.
That's,
Then in
that's
that
a
case,
sap.
can I?
This is
Will I have
the-
advantage since she's completely
You can do
unaware
the
of it?
HP total
Okay,
hit.
yeah, that seems
That's
like
a much more reasonable.
yeah.
course of
Sorry,
action.
All right, so with advantage, we'll try to pummel punch her with the rapier from behind. And gets a pretty reasonable, where is my weapon 19.
Give me 1 second. I want to double check this class feature that she has.
Oh, rogues.
Listen.
Depending on how many class levels, she might not lose her dex.
Those are my feet, Paul.
Nope, that definitely doesn't
From my
apply.
feet.
And 19.
Yep.
That will connect.
Oh,
Give me some
sorry,
damage.
Bill. There's a
Right.
die. There we go.
Oh, there's die.
That is a 5 piercing, but Delta's non. It's weird.
I think
Bludgeon.
pommel strike is
Okay,
Yeah.
bludgeoning.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
bludgeoning.
rapier technically can only do piercing, apparently.
I mean,
but-
it has a pommel.
yeah, okay, so 5
Yeah.
bludgeoning.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. I think she stumbles and like collapses forward in the hallway, and she's not like down and out, but she's definitely seeing stars.
Now,
Farran, you arrive.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, what?
Well, essentially, I wanted to like. I know, like, when I got over the roof here, that essentially that we're dealing with tricks and traps and
Yes,
such.
that's fair.
So I was going to see if I could, like, signal to Ix to find out what floor they're on. Because remember how I had that rope to try and go down the side of this
yeah.
building? I want to unhook it and try and go through the window.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Swan in her. Yeah.
Breach. No, I think you two can absolutely like.
So I would like to arrive on the scene, but I would also like to arrive on the scene through the window.
3 screams.
What's
happening? A new round of screaming.
And then Ark arrives. I want.
Oh, once.
What'd you get?
A 1.
A 1?
Yes!
Okay, no, that's perfect. That's
That is
perfect. Here's what happens.
Be better.
You absolutely Errol Flynn that shit. You arrive with absolutely all threats neutralized. The ninja like crashes through the window, does a sweet tuck flip, and lands
In the group. Aw.
and crushes like 4 or 5 discs. That fell out
Does he like lean on his arm? Like
and just
leans-
immediately there's
on
a
his feet and
ghost
arms.
explosion in the middle of the hallway. As now there's like a dozen of these awful things like charging at both ends.
Lynn
3
screams.
screams.
Perfect.
And, of course, blasts with a wand.
Why does everyone give me? Well, no, we don't need to worry about that. Blast away.
Okay, so DC 13 save, is it like, is this an AoE thing? Like, Turn Undead's usually AoE.
is.
It'll depend on how many charges you wind up expending.
So
Oh.
I roll my D4.
Ah.
Let me roll.
I'm
some
happy to ruin
saves.
everything
Mind
so
you,
he can
you have
bust
saved
more
real
You have
goals.
bad.
5 charges
Two.
left.
2. I think you can manage to take out 2.
Okay.
And those whisk out, but a couple more sort of break the line. Why don't you and Reese give me whiz saves?
Scream save.
So Ix is gonna be tracking
8.
back and forth, and she's just waiting. Like if somebody gets in some way captured by a ghost, like
Yeah.
it looks like somebody's in danger.
She's going to put us out of our misery.
Yeah. She
So-
can't shoot the ghost. I mean, gotta shoot something.
You are both feared, which means you continue to
Yes.
scream.
They already were.
You continue to scream, but you have to move away from it. Reese,
are.
you are of course flying, so I think Reese flies out the window.
Oh, yeah, there's a conveniently open window.
Would interject since you have our wand.
No, I think he crashes out a new one.
You have our wand. It might be a good idea to not end up feared if that's possible.
Was Ark there? Because he hasn't.
Well,
I don't
Yeah.
think. Well, I agree with you, but I don't think she's in possession of her facilities at the moment.
To
Yeah.
choose to do so, yeah.
I
like when
could.
the outside.
There is a stress thing for removing a
Ix sees you
condition.
swing in
Oh,
through
yeah,
a window,
that's true.
and then respawn on an opposite window.
The other thing is, I could I burn a stress to do something a couple of rounds ago, which is I know that there's a lot of scary ghosts here, and casting heroism on myself.
Don't think you can flash back to inside the mission.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct.
For preparation stuff.
You were in a hurry to apprehend a no good
Yeah, the
someone.
The saving
Right.
throw was probably what we needed to stress, but that's okay.
Ark, you arrive on the scene.
As Lynn rushes past you.
Bustin'.
Yeah.
What do I
bustin'.
see here? Let's describe this.
Lynn rushes past you. Reese is inexplicably flying out of a broken window.
Okay.
There are ghosts here. Obvious exits are north, south, ghosts.
All right.
Ghosts.
Get ghosts. You
I
cannot
toss-
see or take ghosts.
I toss a wand to Cove.
Okay.
Piss off, ghosts! All of us fire wands, and one of them is fired at Reese because I'm just gonna assume Reese. I'm gonna assume Reese is a ghost.
Reese, make your save.
Oh, I forgot to roll for Lynn.
So I'll roll 3d4.
Yeah.
That didn't leave my hand.
1,
1, 1, and 3.
What's your DC?
Well, it's
Oh,
13 if
so-
you're using in, I assume.
14 then,
14?
because it's 2 and 2, right? 10 plus 2 plus 2.
Even though it starts at 8, though. So
Oh, it
12.
starts at 8, so
12.
Yeah, so it's 10 with proficiency.
You unleash a
I
proton cannon
Here's my Sunday pass.
of incredible positive energy. You're like the Care Bears staring, and just for a moment, it's as bright as
You
day.
can't see Ark's like mouth, but you just know he's smiling. He's just got this big old grin.
And as the rest of you shield your eyes, you can see that the ghosts have been purged from this hallway. Although a couple of windows are still broken, so someone's gonna need to take
I got wands.
Well,
most, I should say, most, if not all of the wands are now just cinders in your hands. Like, most of them are, like, actively crumbling like burnt cigarettes.
well, clearly I need my shoes.
Oh, that's true, you broke a window. You take 1 point of damage.
Okay, so go back to Maddie and the Drow's.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so Drow's dazed. We saw that apparently some of the tokens spilled out of something.
Yeah, she's just got a pouch of them.
Okay, Maddie will snatch the pouch away carefully, not breaking any more of them.
Yep, that's fair.
And then tie her up, which I assume is now ridiculously easy
Oh,
since she's prone
100%.
and dazed. Yeah.
No, don't capture me. No, no.
Gag. Well, I mean, she is suspected of possible spell casting.
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Reese is like floating.
So
and,
she's
like, looking
gagged
in
and
the
bound,
window.
which should pretty much shut down all spells, as far as I know. Well, let's clean up the rest of these things. You'll find them in the intersections of the hallways. Don't break any more of them.
Of what?
These things. She
Ark's got
carefully.
like one in his hand.
Don't break
These?
it. Ghosts come out of them. Don't break them.
I'm like looking for something I
Ark's
can
like,
grab.
Ark's like, no.
I'm like looking above and seeing if I could like grab onto something to lift myself up to not touch anything else underneath me.
Well, Maddie will make sure there's no intact discs under where.
Yeah, I'm just like
Lynn and Reese, the effects of fear wear off.
Continue screaming out.
That's fine.
I go back upstairs.
Yeah.
Blood screaming. Ah!
Is there a-
Lynn is peeking in from. I mean, Reese is peeking in from the outside through like the window frame. Is it safe?
I thought I removed the ghost from you. Why is still flying? Is there a ghost in you?
No, it's not a ghost.
What? What are you talking about? No.
I
I would
floating.
know if he was a ghost. He's not a ghost. I don't know what's going on, but
Okay. Who's this one? It's not a ghost.
you can talk to people up here, right?
Yes.
Why don't you try that here? See if she's got anything worthwhile to say. I don't want to remove the gag. She might.
I can talk to people up here too. Just say words and they hear me and talk to them.
Right, but the trick
Wiggles
is.
her ears a little bit.
But right,
It's cute.
trick is I want her to reply.
I'm gonna cast message to the bound and gagged person. You're like, hi. Who are you? What are you doing here? What's going on?
Hi. This is. Yeah. So I was hired to put some stuff here week after week, and I didn't want the government to catch me.
Well, good news.
Yes.
We're not the government.
I can see that.
Good.
And yet I appear to be caught.
Yeah. So.
How much messaging can happen as part of this?
It's a cantrip. So every time I
Okay,
say something
great.
new, it's a message, and then she can
Okay.
reply every time.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
So I can just do this.
Oh,
all
it's the
day.
best kind of texting.
Yeah, that's right. So we were hired to stop whatever was causing this.
Okay.
But, the terms for that are sort of loose. We just need it to stop.
Huh. Okay. Let me think.
What's going on?
Yeah, there's just empty
There's
silence.
just-
What are we doing here?
I'm just staring at this drow girl, just...
What's going on so far here?
I want to kill more ghosts. That was fun.
That's
Oh my
not
God.
necessary. Ghosts are people. Don't just...
Not anymore.
No.
Also, they can't be killed.
Yeah,
I
I guess.
They can
want
be
to unmake
murdered.
more ghosts.
That's mean.
Blessed, I think, is the operative word.
I want to bless more ghosts.
Well, what's she saying?
She was hired to put these things here. I tell her that, we just want those things to not be here anymore, and I think we can come to an amicable arrangement. I am curious who's hired you, I message in.
She gets sort of a odd expression in
Mosquito
her
landed
eyes.
on the
Oh.
rim.
Nice. Hold on.
I
Oh,
don't know if there's more.
Is this yours?
I'm just gonna...
Oh, this
Uh,
is yours.
I thought you were just pretending to get it.
That was to mark the ghost building.
I think I got it.
Here's the thing.
Oh.
That is information, and information is worth something.
Mhm.
And I think that I could be convinced to share that information, but I need to know that there's going to be something good in it for me, other than... What was that? Did you guys hear that?
It's the same game, right?
No, that was me, Brendan. Did you just
Oh.
hear that noise?
Like a sigh.
Yeah.
Herbie sighed.
Herbie side.
No, I
Herbie
just
sigh.
breathed.
Oh,
That
No.
was, it was very terrifying. Herbie sighs
No.
were like...
No, my
Oh.
allergies have been acting up.
Breathing is a little
Oh,
difficult
no,
at
I'm
times.
sorry.
No.
I was just in the moment.
Yeah.
Look,
so I have a
ghosts.
very
I was
valuable
about to
thing I
say,
can offer.
Yeah, because
is
what
the actual game haunted?
A very valuable thing I can offer is the government never knows.
I hope none of us are possessed.
Oh man, I hope we're not ghosts!
Okay, bye, everyone. This was a great session. I'd like to thank you all for coming.
My head is possessed by a ghost.
Is that why your skull hurts?
Oh,
The
man.
ghost of Christmas past.
We were doing
What have I
so
done?
well. We were doing so well.
Oh,
It's all Brandon's
can't-
fault.
I'm sorry.
I
I
can't
didn't.
help myself.
I can't. I also can't help the callback. Like it was long enough that I felt like it was okay.
oh, that was
No.
very good.
Never okay.
It's always fine.
Hi,
Anyway.
Strange.
The
How you
drow,
doing?
the drow brightens up at this, and she's like, "Oh goodness, I thought maybe you'd be a reasonable individual. That's good. That's good. That's good. Listen, I'm more than happy to put an end to this. To be honest, it doesn't pay quite as well as I would like it to for the amount of risk involved, and clearly the government is stepping up their efforts in such a way that if the party interested in doing whatever it is that I'm doing here wants to continue, then they're going to need to shell out for a little bit more firepower than frankly what I can offer. So we can come to some kind of arrangement that's beneficial for everyone.
Ark starts practicing
that'd
ghost
be
zapping
great.
poses
Okay.
with burned wands.
Lynn will relay this to the rest of the party.
Nix, what are you doing during all this?
I mean, she doesn't have.
Just
yeah.
getting high.
I mean, she'd just be keeping an eye on the streets but more than anything, just keeping a beat on the drow.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because when you said that, I was actually thinking that what Farran would probably be doing after making sure he's not stepping on anything is to essentially get to like either like a window or to the like the stairs to make sure that like the wizard wand squad isn't coming up here.
They're not, no.
Because-
So it's
They heard the screaming and went the other way.
it's still only midnight or so, and it looks like they have their hands full in the building that is literally
Okay.
15 floors of ghosts.
Because I think that what Ark did was the best and completely covered up for my terrible mistakes. But also, I don't want them to come in here while we have 10 of their wands.
Sure.
Well, the
Very
remains
reasonable.
of 10 of their wands.
Yes.
Yes.
Patent pending.
Ark is still.
Voguing.
Oh, God.
So, as you,
Yeah, I
as you're
really
explaining,
have-
as you're explaining what you're relaying, it doesn't take an insight check to figure out Maddie doesn't look very happy about this plan at all. She kind of,
Everyone gets what they want. Message.
I'm like,
Why not let everyone get what they want?
we took this job for a friend of mine.
Yeah, to make ghosts stop.
And how do we know they're going to stop if we let the one spreading them go?
Well,
In exchange for information on the employer. I mean, seriously, we don't want to get caught. We don't want to wind up in a similar
This is
situation.
still a
But
message,
this is
right?
yeah, this is
Okay.
so.
Okay. Oh.
But
Yeah.
like none of
Silent,
none of
staring
what
for a
this
while.
person is doing
Well, wait a minute.
is something I
If
wouldn't
you're-
do. Sorry.
Remember the psychic communication.
Yes.
No, wait, that wasn't for message. That was for a telepathic bond. Messages.
No, that's for any psychic
Any psychic
message.
communication,
Yes.
yeah.
There is
That just
there
makes it
is-
for all easier for all of
Zora
us.
had
there
to
is
do it for Zora's
nothing this
telepathy as
person's
well.
doing that I wouldn't do, that our group
Oh, no.
wouldn't do. I really think that the employer is what matters, and she'll roll.
We should leave that to the Citadel.
I don't know if you've looked around this group, but I don't think this is exactly the run to the cops sort of pal
Even
around
before you
team.
get through with the
Ark has
message.
picked Reese as his target because he's fine.
Like-
it's like a real target,
Bustin',
and Ark starts like
bustin',
doing like
bustin',
little like
bustin',
dives and rolls. And
Bustin'.
oh, don't roll down the stairs.
Even as
though.
you're saying that one, you can almost feel like there's no words to it, but there's definitely a heavy silence coming back from the other end of the
You
message.
sigh very loud psychically.
No, it's not.
Ark throws 2 wands to Cub, who catches both and zaps Reese, except doesn't actually zap. But.
Reese drinks more.
We've gotten a good look at her. Yeah, the Drell. Okay, and we have the ghost tokens because Maddie took the rest of those.
I think we can come to an arrangement.
Is that loud?
Yeah.
Are we,
I think
what are we doing here?
it sounds like
Find out who the employer is
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Is Reese still flying?
I think if we can figure out where.
You may want to come inside if you're
No,
asking that.
I came inside at this point.
Yeah,
Yes.
ultimately, I think that determining where, and I like pick up like the fragments, where these came from is probably more important than putting a stop to any individual
Yeah.
agent.
I mean, people get hired to do things without necessarily caring about doing the thing because it's a job.
Well,
And
this,
taking down those people, I think everyone here will agree, is not necessarily
Actually,
going to stop the problem.
Ark
And
will probably
instead,
like, take one of the broken ones, kind of like look at it. Like, does this look like some really advanced stuff, or like?
It's difficult to tell.
Okay.
You're going to need to take a look at it maybe in your workshop to really make a full study of it.
Ouch.
Okay.
So she'll tell us who her employer is, and she won't do this again.
Well, if she does, it's probably not going to work out well.
yeah, seriously, I think points been made here that.
Well, it seems like you need to find out.
And the things that I really did include the fact that she's aware Heat's been picking up on this, and it's not worth the pay. And that's a thing that happens.
You've been talking
Because-
this whole
With
time.
brains.
Like
That was
like,
the idea, yeah. Art.
It turns out anyone with a brain can communicate psychically.
I'm so sorry, Ark. I didn't mean.
Humans
well-
have kept this from you for years.
Well, we need to find out where these things came from. At least if this person made them, or if they got them from someone like a supplier.
She's about to tell us about the supplier. Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and help her with the
Thank you.
thing.
Yeah, like, I've already failed tonight. It's like,
Yeah.
I can't very well go back. What am I going to say? Like, oh, sorry, I got busted, but tomorrow's going to be fine.
No, yeah, I'm on the same page. I'm gonna deal
Yeah,
with
she
it.
gets it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hello.
did you make me fly?
No, that was the other one.
The other one?
What?
You're the skinny one with the smelly coke.
Oh.
I couldn't very well have a sniper
casualty.
getting a beat on me. But she's all right, right?
Yeah.
Poor, her heart didn't stop or anything, did it?
No, she's
okay,
fine.
Good. Okay, I worry.
So why am I flying?
You know, I gave you the benefit of the doubt. I just sort of assumed that was a thing that you could do.
Does Ark think it's
I don't-
possible the ghost could do that? Like seriously?
That the ghosts could have cast
Yeah.
a fly spell. It's difficult to tell. I mean, you guys blasted these things pretty good, so they're probably not very high level undead.
Yeah.
I wonder if the
That
wands.
said, there's been a lot of magical energy flying around.
Yeah.
here.
So.
From unstable sources.
There's
Yeah.
one question here. How are we supposed to explain how we got this information and how we got the ghost tokens if we don't have anyone we're returning back.
Why do we have to return someone back to say we interviewed?
You
a
blasted a
suspect?
bunch of ghosts. Maybe it was some other, stronger, more powerful ghost that did it, and you killed it. You did
I
such a
have
good
the
job.
ectoplasm to prove it.
You do. Look at. Oh God. Oh.
That's
Did
disgusting.
you just pull it out of your
Oh,
armpit?
I had it in my
that's
jacket.
gonna-
You
That's
should
gonna
have like
ruin
a
that
flask
jacket.
or something
Yeah.
for that. That's.
Oh,
my whiskey
invent
ghost.
something.
No,
I
so
got-
Maddie,
I got something.
the employer's the only thing that matters here.
Or Scott plastic.
And if we get the employer, nobody cares about the lead.
It's true.
Hands it to
We're
Cub, and Cub just
gonna-
tucks
No
it
one's
away.
gonna care about me.
And that's just the way you want it. It's just the way we want it. Like, seriously.
Besides, I've got better things to do with my time. If y'all are free agents willing to look the other way every now and then, who knows? Maybe we'll be on the same side at some point. Helps to have a friend.
We're all
you know?
professionals here.
We're all professionals.
Got any coin?
Is she? Okay, so hold on, just to be clear, is she talking out loud at this point?
Yes.
No, yeah. But I've
She-
removed
yeah.
the
We're
thing.
not. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've removed the thing.
I didn't bring my purse on the job, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, who's your, well we're apparently freeing you. Who's your employer?
Let's do the one dance before we do the other. I'm still bound up here. I want to know that I'm actually.
You also move pretty fast.
I do.
Look, I'm
Here.
only about
So-
this far convinced to let you go as it is. I am convinced, but I'm only about this far convinced. Maybe don't play any more games with me. I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you go. Tell me who your employer is.
Here. Let's do this. Let's just even things out a little bit. See this stiletto I've got on my boot? It's a real good stiletto. I don't want to lose it. And you look at it. It's a pretty nice stiletto.
It's look like masterwork.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Grab that. So then you've got it. And you let me go so I know I can leave if I want to. But then I've got to give the information up before you give me my stiletto back. And then we can all leave. Professional like.
Just to clarify, masterwork weapons are only worth 1 coin, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's hers.
Might have sentimental value.
Yeah.
So I want to.
She's also not super high level either.
Oh, fair.
I'm gonna do an insight check to make sure that she's not trying to lure somebody into a booby trap. of, like-
Maddie would definitely
Oh,
insight check
that's
this.
gonna be a insight as
22 for Maddie.
19.
She seems sincere.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
Maddie kind of gives a slow nod, and
we're professional courtesy.
removes the stiletto,
That's it. Professional courtesy.
moves the
Exactly.
stiletto from the boot, and actually uses that same stiletto to cut the ropes.
Whoa, careful.
Bullet.
Sheesh. She gets up slow.
Masterwork. I hope not.
Not blocking my exit or something. Well, it wouldn't matter. Well, he pays okay, so it's a shame to not be able to work for Lord Joro anymore. But
Oh boy! Yes!
Yes.
Yes!
does everyone at the party say that? Like everyone just
Yeah.
starts cackling.
Ark is
Lynn
legit.
is like, oh,
Ark
that's
is legitimately like,
perfect.
who's that?
That is just so perfect.
He's-
Okay.
I feel like I've heard that
I'm
name
really
before.
mad that I didn't figure this out.
What have I heard that name before?
Question: where have you been meeting him, or his agent?
The bar we probably went to that one time.
Oh no, it's been burned down.
No, that was.
Oh, it's a different bar.
That was a very different.
What are you doing? I'm not around!
Farran did that. Farran said, we gotta burn.
No,
we
no,
gotta
no,
cover our
no,
traces.
no. Sorry, it's
Cover our
a
tracks.
different bar.
What was
That's
it?
not
The
where I
Crystal
met him. No,
Cauldron?
you're right.
Yeah, I think so.
He's a favorite at the Crystal Cauldron. Does
Yeah,
a lot of
checks
his
out.
business there.
Yeah.
Don't got it. I don't suppose you have any evidence of this that he's your employer. I mean,
what other reason do I have to drop off ghost tokens in a abandoned building?
How often do you carry evidence you employ?
Maddie seems
I
I don't
frustrated.
have a photograph of us.
Maddie
shaking
seems
hands.
frustrated and hands
I
back
have
the thing
one
is
more
already.
question, real quick. Do you know where he's getting these tokens?
Couldn't say. And honestly, I'm not even sure what the point is.
Yeah.
Still, it's not my job.
Don't let anyone else see you leaving.
Oh, they won't. Anyway,
What's your name?
Gwen.
Gwen, nice to meet you.
Deborah of Sweetwater. Which actually gives a curt nod, but
I'm Reese of the
Your
sky.
fly spell stops.
Ah,
Abruptly.
son of a bitch.
Just saying your name is what breaks the
I hope you
spell.
landed like 6 ghost tokens.
I'm Lynn. Very nice to meet you.
While everyone else is doing it.
I'm Farran.
Yeah. Work on that lane. Excuse me.
Is that the pizza again?
Oh, it's Lord Jura.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna answer that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't suppose you have any universal solvent.
Oh, yeah, you like those shoes.
Ooh. No, just give it a few hours. Probably before sunrise, it'll be fine.
All right.
And then meanwhile, work on that landing.
I will.
Ta. And almost like the Flash, she like literally like disappears in
I'm
the
Mark.
streak lines.
Oh.
all right.
Lynn whispers her phone number as she's leaving.
Maddie, looking a little frustrated, looks at Len and was like, "So what's our story?"
There
gonna
is
be?"
like a dash from the other stairwell coming up, and she gives you like the tiniest little peck on the cheek, and then disappears.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
what's our
imagine you spend just the rest of the week being anxious.
Yeah,
What does that mean?
Have we got to clean up here?
Yeah, we're gonna tidy up, but we have the tokens.
We do.
We have a source of the tokens. We
We
gathered
do.
information.
What's our story for how we got it and don't have a captain?
Turns out ninjas or rogues are very good at escaping bindings.
Just got away from us? You do the talking.
Fair
I'm no
enough.
good at lying.
I'm just telling
Ark's
the
just
truth.
looking at like some of the wands, they're kind of ashes and like burned
Aw.
out.
Wait, where'd you get those from?
Oh, I should probably put these back. And Ark just goes downstairs.
Wait,
No, Ark's going downstairs,
Oh, God.
going to the camp.
Do you just like jump out the window?
Yes.
Just like.
Looks like I'll have to jump.
What's another window? No, Ark does go back to the box and literally just dumps them all. And
Maddie,
then thinks about it for a little bit, and then just kind of like.
Well, now there's like ash and soot all
So,
over everything.
yeah, Ark just kind of pushes the lid off and then walks away.
The lid breaks off, of course.
Yeah.
Make
Just
it look
like
like
I found
raccoons did it or something. Like,
No, Ark walks back to the party and is like, ghosts got wands.
yeah, hold on. Before we leave the building, Maddie wants to make sure we got all the tokens out of
yeah,
it.
Yeah, that's fair.
okay.
You guys
Yeah, well-
can spend plenty of time scooping these things up carefully. And as you're leaving the lobby of this room, building, you can see Eisman Crane and his troop leaving Building 5, covered in ectoplasm, but looking grimly triumphant. Ghoul Smashers!
Wrong.
Ghoul Smashers!
Ghoul smashers, ghoul
Can I
smashers.
get my deposit back on this?
Yeah. How'd it go? You were pretty
Perfectly,
impressed, right?
actually. Yeah, they're quite
Oh, it
wonderful.
worked really well.
More importantly,
Are you
Maddie,
still up at your perch?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's not going
yeah,
Oh, of course.
Maddie will produce one of the broken tokens. Have you been finding these everywhere?
Garbage.
No, they're the source of the ghosts, actually.
Impossible.
Maddie kind of gets a funny look on her face and pulls out one of the intact tokens.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Hands it to him. Crush this in your hand if it's impossible.
They're ghost wafers. I wouldn't. They scream a lot.
Eat it.
Maddie will actually try it. Maddie will actually try it. Would intimidation
Intimidate?
work under
Yeah.
these circumstances?
Sure.
All right, and we'll try an intimidation check to get her point across that it is a bad idea, but if you totally don't believe her, go for it.
I thought you were going to crush it as you
She
handed
got a 23 on the intimidate check.
Ah, no, absolutely not. This one's empty. Ah! Ghoul smashed my wands.
Oh yeah, there were ghosts everywhere. Ghosts everywhere at night. Lots of ghosts.
So yes, as you see, the tokens were making the ghost. Good news. This is the bag of tokens that was going to be.
Ah!
No.
Hold on.
Before,
I hope he, like, puts
hold on.
hand,
Before
like-
Maddie gives that.
Well, you're
We
not
need to
giving
make-
anything yet.
No. We need to make sure that we've held some back.
Oh yeah, the ones we went and picked
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
We're not.
Yeah, we've got a few in reserve,
yeah.
broken and unbroken.
Oh yeah.
This is the bag that was going to be distributed in this building. She points to building C tonight.
Do you have the culprit?
Yeah, he
No,
looks at
chased
the-
her off. We were able to get the parcel, but she got away.
What? Incompetents. Idiots. Morons.
Yeah.
See?
Go team!
You
go!
tell 'em.
Yeah.
Cool smashers.
Ark is like over next to Eisman. Like, wait, get out of here.
Technically speaking, we were
Let's just
asked
get
to
his
stop
arms
new
crossed.
ghosts from coming by any means necessary. If no new ghosts show up,
Mission accomplished.
we fulfilled our contract.
Well, I suppose if you're used to doing the bare minimum for your job, then sure.
Not used to doing the bare minimum. There were ghosts if you didn't notice.
Oh, believe me, I saw the ghosts.
And how long
I smashed a number of them.
we got here first night and put a stop to it. How long have you lot been
Oh,
here?
we'll see.
No, I think we're done here.
I think
it's okay,
you are
Maddie.
done here.
Yeah, it's okay, man.
One quick
Come on,
question:
let's
where
go.
was Maddie supposed to get her pay from? This guy
Jail.
or
No.
Jail.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Okay, just
No.
making sure.
Yeah.
And Maddie will hand out one of them. You might want to study this since you're so interested in magic stuff. Maybe figure out where they came from.
Yeah, I am interested.
Eat
in
it.
that. Why do you keep saying that?
I want to see.
What?
What happens if you eat a ghost?
I am not here to
Eat ghosts.
No, actually, I'm kind of curious. What
to
was-
serve
eaters.
Would you do
whatever
that?
your fetish demands,
But-
sir.
By the way,
Worth asking.
can I get that deposit back? By the way, for the
Pulls out a very ectoplasm-soaked purse. Here. Remember, Eisman Wands, best in the business.
We won't forget it.
and then I give
TM.
Yes.
then I give a coin
Best
back
in
to Art
Boston.
because he
Yeah,
was the
you'll
one
see
who
Ark
put
was
it
the one
down.
who paid.
Yeah.
So you get your coin back.
Now I can give you an intact one too. It
Do
might
I
be
know?
more useful to study. Just don't break it, all right?
We haven't opened the bag
Yes.
yet.
Very carefully, Maddie hands him one of the
Yes.
intact ones that was held in reserve. You might be able to learn a lot more from that.
Achoo!
Ix will like draw a bead on the thing in his hand and be like, shut his lower crossbow.
Oh no, there's crime somewhere else. Blue team, let's go.
Away.
Oh, this must be the Siren
outta here.
Refuge.
And you depart, taking note of the first light snowfall of the year as you head back to the sign of the Raven Skull.
That was some
as
mighty fine busting.
the morning arrives.
Did we get a trophy for our performance?
You do.
An Eisman trophy?
Oh.
No, he's
Just
pretty
like
mad at us.
literally wiping ashes of burned wands off his
Yeah, we-
hands, like off the hands.
I'll do you one better. Everyone levels up.
Yeah.
All right.
Congratulations.
Hooray.
Good game, everyone.
Yeah.
game.
All right. As we get back to the base, there's 4 piles of stones. One only has 1 stone in it, and that stone has a lot of runes on it.
Cool. We'll get to more
Stones.
stone-related activities, maybe a little bit more wintertime activities.
Oh.
Thematics.
Yeah, we're gonna go sledding and build snowman hot cocoa.
Oh. Angels
Yes.
or
Sitting around an
snow,
eggnog, I love it.
snow forged.
Snow forged, perfect. I love it. I can't wait.
Oh, just a 6. Drag.
Oh yeah, you can roll
Oh,
for that stuff.
Oh, is that a new skin for you? Snowboard?
Yeah, snow forged.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, for
We got like a
$5,
carrot for a
yes.
nose and
You can't see me anymore, just blend in. I finally get my stealth checks.
Nice.
Yep.
until you
Just
move.
Spray painted white. Thank you guys so much for playing. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Join us next week for this is the last one. Let me double check. Yes, next week for the last Dungeons and Dragons of the year. We're going to be out the week of Christmas. We'll be back the week after that. Join us next Tuesday, right here for more Dungeons and Dragons type action. Good night, friends.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.